waste your time. You know you're gonna be mine. I'm gonna get you, baby. I'm gonna get you, you son.
Have you been robbed for millions?
Yes.
To say £20 million was made is not far-fetched.
Yeah, I feel a bit used and abused and like I didn't get what was mine. I'm singing along with the chorus what they told me to sing, which is the yes I do, do. For instance, you must know about the Mark Morrison thing.
And then I guess some will argue then, why didn't you say something then?
You can't get things done unless you get a music lawyer involved.
Then you get the phone call.
Yeah.
We're going on top of the pops.
The record company never paid me what I made on sales.
Do you feel like you were exploited?
Yeah, I do. I think it's slavery. It feels like a slavery. Funnily enough, I was glad that he went to number 2 and I'm glad that he didn't go to number 1 because I thought about being a one-hit wonder. Even Sigma has got a tune with me on it. They didn't get in touch with me. Do you want to go on The Voice? And I thought, why not? Because people could marry up the voice of I'm Gonna Get You with the singer.
Right.
will.i.am said to me, I told Fergie to sing like you on Boom Boom Pow. So I said, if you told Fergie to sing like me on Boom Boom Pow, why didn't you turn around?
In the 90s club scene, who partied the hardest? The DJs, producers, singers, or the crowd?
I think, let's say the DJs.
Yeah.
They're getting the BJs behind the console. Alpha males, trust me, they had the best time going possible. Yo, Shizzio, pump this party. I'm Angie Brown. Why waste your time? You know you're gonna be mine. I'm gonna get you, Shizzio.
It's the Shizzio Show. Finished.
It's the ilford IG local Geeza. Summertime vibe come down to feature. Drink of the smoke come down for Eva.
It's the ilford, the bop, the beep. Like a ninja from under you creep with the beep, the bop, the boo. I'm the captain, this is my crew, with the beep, the bop.
Doing up Cambridge, doing up Oxford. M-Way doing up Uxbridge. MC Hammer with the jewels, can't touch this. All the bad beats in the
Pop this bombo clap tune, rude boy.
Okay, we are back, another episode. Love to everybody hitting that like, subscribe. Happy New Year as well. Come on, we love to see it. May your New Year's prosperous and all of that New Year's dreams come true. You get what I'm saying? We are out here firing. We like to start off the year strong, baby. And I'm telling you now, this is what we are doing. Real special guest in the building, legend in the game. She said to me off camera, why have you invited me here? What the hell is she smoking on? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? The legendary vocals, Miss Angie Brown is in the building.
Oh,
come on.
Oh, thank you, Shizzio.
How can you tell me that? Why have you called me
Do
here?
you know what? I'm surprised you didn't call me Angie Stone. Do you know how many people call me Angie Stone?
Yeah.
The whole heap.
But that's a compliment
come
in
up
itself.
to me and I can't. I'm like, no, I'm da-da. So,
But that's a compliment in itself.
It is.
You just take it.
But now she's deceased. It's not such a compliment.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
oh,
she's gone
she
now,
passed
isn't
away,
it?
innit?
Why am I still alive?
Yeah, but then
innit?
you could do the shows, innit? You could say, listen, who's looking Angie Stone? I'm here, you get me? Angie Stone
It's
stroke.
funny.
Stroke.
No, because she's R&B and I'm very, very house. I've got my home in house music and yeah, I love it.
How are you, firstly?
I'm good. I need to tell your people that I'm 62 years old.
Whoa, off the jump.
Yeah, I ain't gonna play so that you have to look it up in Wikipedia and everything or Google it or whatever, ask chat GPT, right? You don't have to do that. I am 6 and a 2. But now that it's 2026.
Yeah.
If you believe in all the numbers and everything, born in 63, me.
Right. What's that mean?
And now come June, I'm gonna be 63. It's all the
numerology.
It's all the, yeah, I don't know.
What does that
I'm
mean?
not quite sure.
What does that mean? More money?
Yeah.
More wins?
I think, really, as a moment in time, it's my window.
Right.
It's my window because I'm...
How many windows do you want, man? Bloody, yo, greedy, you know what I'm saying? Give me another window.
No, but, I mean, like, for instance, you must know about the Mark Morrison thing.
Do you know what? I've read something about Mark Morrison, but what I don't like to do is know the answers off the bat, because then we've got nothing to talk about. So we are going to talk about that, but you can talk about that if you want.
Well, that was a window of opportunity, right? But I'm young. He's a new artist. He's young. I'm Gonna Get You came out in 1992.
Yeah.
This is 94. This is even 3 or 4 years before you were born, yeah?
We could talk about it off camera, you get me? But go on.
Right? And basically, if I had management, like my husband Mikey that manages me now, if I had management, because what's happening is you go in the studio, you put the cans on, and you're doing a lot of ad-libbing. You're doing
Right.
a lot of ad-libbing. I'm singing along in the chorus what they told me to sing, which is the yes I do, yes I do.
I didn't know that was you. Oh no.
Well, yeah, if you listen, you can hear Mark's voice clearly because he's the lead singer. But I'm in there sort of fattening it up and giving it a bit of body. And then it goes, we could find it actually and put it in the show. The fact that there's a speaking bit in it. Now, there's a very pretty girl who's the model, but it's my voice, and I'm like,
hey, Mark, this is with don't
with
off your
big
big
willy. Yeah,
was it really?
No, I felt like saying that, but I didn't.
What
But
was it with your big break
with
or
your
something?
big,
I need a real man. The return of the stop letting me down. Jesus!
Stop putting me down.
Oh, that's you.
That's me. That's me.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a
what
number one
happened,
global record.
Bless you. There you go. And I should have been cut in as a writer, but they took liberties. I'm not Mark, don't get me wrong, but his label, maybe his management, somebody should have, as the session vocalist, someone should have said, nah, she made that up. That makes her a writer. And even if they gave me 5% of that song.
You want 5, you know, not even 1. Jesus.
Yeah, even 2%, right?
So,
but I would just not be having to struggle. So that's one window of opportunity that came, that was massive, that my voice has been on, that's created a sound that has never gone away. So let's say that. And you know, the number 2 one is Bizarre Inc.
But hold on, we usually do a timeline here. You've jumped from
no, because
boom,
I'm gonna.
Boom, but I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I'm talking about the window of opportunity.
I love
but
that.
I'm still going to talk about Bizarre Inc.
We're going to talk. Oh, no, we're going to talk about everything.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, you are on Mark Morrison's Return of the Mack.
Yes, I'm even credited.
Right, you are credited.
It says Angie Brown on the back.
Right.
Yeah, and I actually in the studio did the follow-up single, which died on its arse.
Well, what's the follow-up single?
Maybe.
What, Crazy?
It's called Crazy.
Crazy's a big tune.
Is it?
Yeah, chipping on me.
I'm going crazy, like that. Yeah.
That's what do you mean? Crazy's a tune.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
Is it as popular?
Maybe not, but everybody. Yeah, okay.
Everybody.
Crazy, tripping on me.
I did the two. 2 for 1.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're credited.
Yeah, I'm credited
And
on both of them.
are you just
but
paid?
not as a on Return of the Mack. That's 8 bars. Come on, if Snoop Doggy did 8 bars, that's 8 bars of a song. Then hello, I'm a writer.
The cameraman saying, "Can you go to left a bit?"
Sorry, I'm moving about.
Just a little bit more, just to get the framing perfect. Yeah, great. Yeah.
So you know, if somebody had written 8 bars of a song, if that was Snoop Dogg or whatever, that one, you're supposed to, or a rap star, or you know, you could say that I was a named artist because I had my hit 2 years before he came on the scene.
So just to clarify, you sing as a session singer. You're brought in as a session singer.
Yeah.
And then they ask you to ad-lib that talking bit.
Yeah.
And you make it up on the spot.
That's right.
Which would therefore technically make you a writer.
Yeah.
And then I guess some will argue then, why didn't you say something then?
I'm not even saying something now because
you are saying something now.
Well, no.
You want your 5%, goddammit.
Well, I'm talking about you can't get things done unless you get a music lawyer involved.
Right.
And who's got that kind of money to fight a huge conglomerate like a big label and say, that's my money, blah, blah, blah. You don't. You're just like...
But in 2026...
Actually, at the time, I didn't think about it.
Right.
It was somebody that said to me, you're a writer on that, you know. You made up some of the song. And I thought, oh, yeah, I did.
In theory, I'm pretty certain you can find a no-win, no-fee lawyer out there to try his hand at it.
Maybe. Now... I don't think there's music lawyers. Are there
of course
music
there is.
lawyers
I know
like
loads
that?
myself.
Music lawyers who do that.
Yeah. Let me speak to it. Actually, I want to cut at this. What the hell's going on? You get me? Think of the 30-year royalty check.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like I
it
said, it's
would
your
be
voice.
amazing. It would be amazing. Well, that's why sometimes I feel a little bit like, that's what I love about the internet and how it, I think they invented it to spy on us and know about us, but we've been able to get strong and communicate and go on with conspiracies and open our minds up to there's UFOs and they can't shut it down. This is what I love about the internet. It was like the Me Too people speaking up, and somebody said, no, you're a writer on that, you should be getting paid. And I thought, yeah, I should. But it was an afterthought.
Have you spoken to Mark since?
Mark knows about it. He hears me griping on about it, and
I'm trying to get Mark on the show. I can't get him.
Oh, I don't.
He's so elusive. I was in a Mark Morrison video once acting for him.
No.
Yeah. Nang was the song.
Okay.
Yeah. And R.I.P. to Luke Biggins. He called me for that to play. I think I was a police officer arrested him or something like that. Anyway.
Okay.
But yeah. I do know Mark.
He's really, really, really respectful when he sees me. I guess it's like, as far as he's concerned, it's like his mum or his aunt, because he's always kind. Even when he comes in his limo, I'm walking around London, and the limo pulls over, and the windows go down, and I'm standing at a little bus stop or at the tube station, and then it's like Angie, because I forget that he's from I sprayed on you. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
I forget that he's from Leicester.
Leicester, yeah.
And they goes, Angie, you all right? And I always say, yeah, Mark, take care of yourself, and
take care of me as well.
Yeah, take care. No.
Okay, so they pay you as a session singer. Is that just a flat fee then?
Yeah.
Can I ask what that flat fee was?
I can't remember off the top of my
Roughly.
head, but it would have been within the union rates,
What
which is
is
what,
that?
250, 350?
250 quid, 350
Yeah, but it would have
quid.
taken me 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do that.
And just to see that song now, I've seen like Justin Timberlake sing that song. I've seen the global artists sing that song.
Fetty Waf, this one, that one.
Right. So how is that for you? Like, I did make a contribution to that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's funnily enough, I do get PRS for that, and because they.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, sometimes.
How much you get? How much cut of PRS you get off the track?
Do you know? I don't think that the PRS has been collected properly.
Why?
Why? Because it.
If you've got PRS, then you're laughing.
No, you'd be surprised though, Shizzio, because what they try to tell you, because it's all owned by labels, all of it, right? What they try to tell you is like, you're looking at PRS just in England, but there's one in Germany.
Of course there is.
And there's one in Japan, there's America.
Right.
So basically the publishers that I had were not doing all the pots with all the different
Have you
affiliations.
still got that publisher? You changed?
It's changed, and now I'm with Lime Blue, and Lime Blue, they specialise
They're collecting it.
in collecting that one stream from Toga. Do you know what I mean? They will go in deep on
Without getting too kind of specific, what type of ballpark do you get quarterly?
I would say it could be, and some money from America, because I'm going to get you was massive in America. So I would think that I'd probably get maybe 10,000, 15.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad, but I am on officially 5,000 tracks.
What, worldwide? Yeah,
Well,
but I'm talking about the Mark Morrison one.
The Mark Morrison one, that probably sort of whittles down to
Oh, so
about...
it's your total of all your songs you get?
Yeah, all the songs that get some airplay. And my voice is on, sometimes there's a or a breath or a whoo. It's not always, it's called neighbouring noises.
But you still get a PRS cut?
Yeah, I still get
I would have thought they'd
something
give you the session singer fee and then you sign something and then you don't get nothing else. So
No,
I'm actually...
you get... It's almost like for the exploitation of your voice being on the radio, because it goes, like, say, it gets played on BBC Two radio.
Yeah.
You know, that's 5 quid gets divided up to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's why, and every musician, the session people even get it, but that's why now people don't like the session musicians or the live musicians don't get anything from streams. So that's a brand new,
yeah.
So,
but you are making off PRS.
Yes, I am, and and you know, I know you might want to talk about this later on in the show, but I've got my own label now, so
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
That's the buck is going to start there and finish there, so we'll bring that up later.
Side note, then, why are you not in the Mark Morrison video? Was that a discussion? Was you never called?
No, I wasn't called. No, do you know what?
Do you see that as disrespect?
You've got to be honest. You've got to be really, really honest. You know, like I told you earlier about the opening of the internet. The internet has liberated black women.
Right.
For me. You know, whether you're really big, small, you got googly eyes, you got vitiligo, you got a really big nose, you got huge lips, you've got bad skin, good skin, straight hair, a huge bum, huge boobies, whatever. I find the internet, the people that follow those people, hopefully there's going to be trolls being nasty, but there's going to be people who are saying, you know, the darkest girl on planet Earth is going to be on there and she's going to say, I am beautiful. And this was before. Remember now you've got so much black man in every advert and everything. So it's like they've had an afterthought of, like, you know, if you've got colour, you can still, the magazine will still sell. Mm. The product will still sell. The toothpaste will still sell. But the way they was carrying on back then was like, well, if we got a black woman, this is before Lizzo, where you're celebrating your size. You know, I've got to be honest, I'm too dark.
Right.
And I'm too fat and not good looking enough.
Was you told that, or are you assuming that?
No, but I'm putting on my corporate.
Okay, that's fine.
White man. I don't fancy her enough.
Okay.
To engage, because what they don't realise is that it isn't what you look like. People, this is the wonderful thing about the internet. There's people having hits that would never have hits. And remember, they like to compartmentalize people. So you're white, you can do country or rock. You're black, you have to do house or R&B. Well, no, I grew up listening to Jim Reeves. I grew up listening to Dolly Parton and the Eagles on a dark desert highway.
Jesus.
Cool wind in my head.
Don't gas me. Yeah.
Well, I grew up listening to it. I'm Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
You know, and a bit of David Bowie, a bit of this and a bit of that. And, you know, we all grow up, you know, late 60s, early 70s. You're listening to Radio 1. That was before Capital, before Kiss, before everything. So your taste is eclectic anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would say that back then, they like to compartmentalize. They like to think, well, you're this and you're that. And the crossover was not, you know, accepted. You know, because you could, okay, let's go way back. The jazz and the blues singers, when it was just radio, and you're really black and you're singing, and you're singing on your veranda, and I woke up this morning, like Bessie Smith. She's not what you call good looking. She's not, and all of those blues singers, they all look a bit like busted, where they've had a hard life and they've done too many drugs after the gig or whatever. Even Miles Davis, do you know what I mean? He's got a really iconic look, but he's not as good looking to me. I mean, you can tell me off for this. He's not as stunning as, say, like someone like Marvin Gaye. And but it would have been great because you're on the radio. Don't care what you look like. You know, the man came along and signed a contract, and he's still gonna cream off a lot more for himself than you, the artist, would ever know. Okay, but they're happy that they're not living in a wooden shack on the end of someone's plantation. They're not. They've got their life now because they're artists in their own right. But it's always been that way. It's always been, you know, 90% for me and 10% for you. Or, okay, we might do 80% for me, but 10% for you. And I've only just learnt that. When I had a major record deal, right? You think to yourself, okay, yes, we had a launch party, that cost a few grand, and we had some nice champagne there, that cost, this is before Prosecco was actually invented.
All right.
We've had a really glossy video. They flew us to LA. We had a masseur on there, private chef. We stayed in the best hotels, all of these things. So really, you're in deficit from the beginning,
yeah.
right? We were, am I still spraying on you?
No, you're not. Honestly, you're not.
Sorry.
No,
right,
you're
so,
not.
okay. So we had the London Philharmonic Orchestra play on something. The music was recorded in Abbey Road. So all of that, whatever, that's already, you're already £100,000 in deficit, right? So when the track comes out, this goes for all pop stars, even George Michael and Michael Jackson, everyone. When the track comes out, they make the profits, right? They make a huge profit. And that stays within the boundaries of their 80%. Now, they're going to recoup from your 20%.
First, yeah.
So then the artist is always in deficit. The artist is now on some kind of hamster wheel working for them. And it's really hard to get your head above the parapet. It's really difficult.
Okay, just to clarify, just to go back, sorry. You was never asked to be on the Mark Morrison video, but you just, that's what you assume, right? Just to put that to bed.
I'm going by the, sorry,
No, that's fine.
about the cross wires there. I'm going from when I had a major deal.
Okay.
All right. I had a major deal with some guys that were called the Doves. And so it was 4 white boys with the Pudding Bowl Beatles haircuts from Kent. And I was the lead singer. Now, we were doing some kind of rock, a little bit gospel, a little bit country, but pop bass and jangly guitars. So it was Skunk and Nancy, maybe 5 years before Skunk and Nancy.
Right.
So when you get signed to a label, your A&R person has to have a lot of faith in you to actually break this kind of look, because like I was saying to you before, you get put in compartments and they're not expecting a black woman to be singing like that.
Yeah.
So what happened was, when we went to America to meet our record company bosses, you could see that they were visibly broken and thinking, well, how are we going to actually market this, right? Yeah. And so they offered the boys behind my back $500,000 to swap me out.
No.
And
what did the boys do?
The boys said no, and then we got dropped. So
really?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to cover this timeline, because the timeline has gone all over the place. 2 things first. Are we shouting out Mikey in the back first?
Yeah, my husband Mikey.
Big up Mikey.
Sorry,
Mikey,
I'm having a hot
blessings,
flash
sir. Lovely to talk to you and etc. If anything you wanna weigh in. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, you brought up your age. You're the oldest guest I think we have on the show.
Okay.
Congratulations. But you look
Look,
amazing.
now I'm suffering with a hot flash because
Why?
of it.
Open the door.
Is it? Yeah, I'm getting all hot now talking about the music industry.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Right, hold on.
What am I like?
Let me just put this back on.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. All right, don't worry.
Okay.
It will cool off.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try and get some type of structure here.
Yeah, sorry.
Born and raised where?
Brixton.
Let's go there.
Brixton.
Talk to me about Brixton.
Right.
In 63. Is it 63?
Yeah. The year was 1963.
Right,
I was
talk to
born.
me about the 60s and 70s in Brixton.
Right, let's go back to the 50s. My parents came from Jamaica.
Right.
Daddy came first in 55. My mum came in 56.
Right.
And then they couldn't have children. My mum had a blocked fallopian tube.
Right.
They hoovered it out. And,
right.
Yeah, egg and the sperm met, and then my brother was born, and then me 4 years later.
Right.
So that was 1963. I grew up in a really, like, I didn't know about colour. I didn't know about the N-word. I didn't know about any of it because the road where we lived was so harmonious.
Right.
It had different types of houses. It had really palatial houses and small, houses that were made into flats. We had the Simpsons at the end, my friends. We had, Dave at the top. Kim
Was it
Butler
diverse?
down there. Black, white, Asian.
Okay.
Mixed race. Everybody lived on. It was Gately Road. And it's 2 roads behind where David Bowie was born, on Standstill Road.
Okay.
So I went to Stockwell Primary School, and I didn't understand about racism at all, because my in our house it was really harmonic, you
Right.
know, and my parents were really good, hardworking Jamaican people.
Right.
Daddy was a carpenter, mummy was a nurse, you
Right.
know, right?
Yeah.
And my mom had this really great voice, right? When she was young, she said, "Oh, the people come to listen to me when I was in Jamaica from far away," because she's had this powerful voice. And you know what? When we went to church, or you know, because I was in the Brownies, I didn't grow up in the like the black church. There weren't no black churches then, but my mum would be, "Oh, then sing my soul, my Savior God to thee." And you know, as a 3-year-old, I'll be looking at her thinking, "Wow, her voice is lovely." And then people would come up and go, "Oh, Mrs. Brown, your voice," because her voice would reverberate. So
Where did she get that from? Was that self-taught from her, or was she just?
Yeah, she was born with that
Okay,
voice,
yeah, right, okay.
right? And then dad used to play a little bit of mouth organ, so we had that.
Yeah.
We had that little country vibe going on. But I think like while growing up, I just thought, I think you know, you watched Diana Ross on
Right.
telly, you watched Tom Jones, and you know, that black and white television, I tuned into it. I thought, I want to do whatever they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a lot of children. Anyway, I got to about the age of 10 and I saw this little girl on Opportunity Knocks. Now, Opportunity Knocks
This is your first like X Factor, innit? The first ever X
and it had a
Factor.
clapometer and you had to clap them.
So you
That's
clap,
what the audience.
and people
well,
go on the show to try and.
Well, I was watching it on telly, and this little 10-year-old called Lena Zavarani was on there, and she's singing that old blues song, and she's Scottish, and she's 10, she sounds like a 40-year-old.
Right.
She's like, "Mama, he's making eyes at me. Oh, Mama, he wants to marry me." And you're like, Rockstone, is that a little white girl from Scotland?
How do you know it's white? It's a black and white TV. No, joking. Right, go on.
You can see the blondness.
I'm
and
joking,
she's
right, go
cute.
on.
And I just thought, and then I kept following Lena, but jealous. Do you know what I mean? Just jealous, just envious. Then
Right.
that she's meeting the Pope. She's singing with Frank Sinatra.
Right,
She's
off
just
the show.
Oh, she's just traveling the world.
Right.
But and I said to my mum, I want to do that. I just need to tell you that she didn't live very long because someone said she was fat and she got anorexia and then she
Oh, wow.
kind of whittled away,
Right.
which is really sad. God rest her soul. But that thrill of what she evoked when to the audience, the joy, the eyes lighting up and everything. I thought, I want to do that. I want
Right.
to do that. So, of course, I've always been a chubster, and I thought, well, you know, I used to get depressed. I used to think, why didn't they choose me as Oliver?
Right.
Why?
Right.
What's wrong with me? And they were like, my music teachers would say, well, you could be one of the workhouse boys, Angie, but you're not really Oliver, and you're little, and you think, it's all right. I'm still going to be in the show, in the production,
Right.
at school, in the school choir, all of that. But as I got older, I started getting in trouble at school. And, you know, looking back, I should have gone to a Saturday school. I should have been doing music. I should have been... It's an energy. It's a creative energy.
What kind of trouble you get into?
Right. So, like, well, you know when you got...
Smile. Yeah, let me tell you.
You know when you got double maths on a Monday morning?
Right.
Oh, my God. I'm just singing all the pop songs. I like, baby face, you got the cutest little baby face. And I was singing all these songs that was 90s, 70s and in the charts, right?
Yeah.
And the maths teacher, whatever his name is, Mr. Conundrum, let's call him that, like, Brown, if I hear one more peep out of you, you're out. And I'm like, beep. And he's like, right, out of the class, you know. And I'm just like making trouble, talking, causing, I don't know, the energy was not right because people needed to get on with their schoolwork. And you know, my parents wouldn't have had the money to send me to drama school because round the corner in Brixton, Landor Road, was a big drama school called Italia Conte.
Oh yeah, I know that. Is it still there?
Yeah,
It's
no,
still
it's
there?
in the Barbican
Right,
now.
Right.
It's in the Barbican.
But I know the name.
For
Yeah.
many years, it was around the corner from my house, so
Right.
that meant Lena Zavaroni is around the corner from my house in Gately Road. She's on Landor Road. It's like a quarter of a mile away, and it was like a big drama school. But even if I went one day a week or after classes, my parents would not have been able to afford to send me there. Plus, they wouldn't have been able to nurture a soul singer. It would have been theatrical singing and ballet.
Right.
Come on. Black girls did not have the kind of straight, kind of ironing board backside. And we've got a curvature in our spine, and they want this straight thing going on. There would have been far too much racism going on there.
Right. When you talk about racism, did you get any in school growing up?
Yeah, that's the first time I heard the N-word, nigga, pull the trigger, nigga, bang, bang, bang. And you're like, what does that actually
Was that
mean?
in school?
Yeah.
Right.
Or would they call you rubber lips or
Right.
googly eyes or something? And you think, why are these people saying these things? And I didn't get it. But my mom, and I'm sure that every West Indian or people of colour said the same thing. If they bother you, you just say that you come from Jamaica and rail up to them. Don't make them take advantage of you. And you sort of had it in your mind to say, I'm Jamaican. But funnily enough, all the English people I met said, where are you from? I said, I was born here. They said, oh, you're as English as me. You're British as me. If you're born here, I mean, that's what people used to say. No one said anything to me to make me think, well, my parents come from Jamaica. So I've never had that kind of confrontation with people about my colour. I don't think that I prevaricate Afro-eccentricness. I don't. I think I'm just not that cool. I'm just not that cool. But I'm proud of where I came from, and I love my culture. And I like the strictness, and I get beat, and you can't answer your parents back and stuff like that. And they gave us life skills because we had to do chores and things like that. This lot don't now, but yeah, my parents were good people.
And then your kind of singing lessons. Where are you learning singing then? How are you developing this? You've seen the girl on the TV. You want to be her. Your parents can't afford the kind of drama school. So how do you self-develop this then?
That's interesting. Well, what happened was I went to college. I left school because I was a nuisance. I wasn't learning anything. I went, my secondary school for 2 years was Stockwell Manor, it was called back then. And my parents said, she's not learning anything. So we moved out of Brixton. In the 70s, there was the beginning of the riots.
Right, the Brixton Riots?
Yeah, because my brother, Leon, he's not a troublemaker, but it was the sus laws when the police would just stop you.
Right.
And just take you down Brixton Station and then,
Right.
but...
Can we just explain that for people that don't know what sus laws
The
is?
sus laws was they suspect that you might be doing something.
So if they suspect something, it's enough for them to arrest you. They don't need a justification.
No.
They just think, oh, you look suspicious, come with me.
And I think that the police were probably, to me, as a child, looking at it, like at the whole situ, I think they were more respectful when the mums went up the station, Brixton. They like, leave my son alone, he didn't do anything. And my brother never got interrogated or anything like that. He didn't got a criminal record and taking prints just in case kind of thing. So that didn't happen. But the Brixton riots, there was an energy that was building up in Brixton. So my mum and dad said, right, we've had enough. And we moved 5 miles out to Penge, right?
Right.
Yeah, like just beyond Crystal Palace is a place called Penge. And there they had a girls' school called Rock Hill School for Girls. And I finished the last 3 years of my secondary school education going there. And it was like a private school.
Was that good or bad?
It was a good thing.
Mixed school?
No, it was all girls.
Yeah, race-wise.
Mix, yeah, there was just a handful of black girls and loads and loads of white girls.
Right.
And they were nice, though, to
Yeah.
the black girls. And there was a few people who had obviously moved from Brixton. There was a big exodus of people moving to Thornton Heath or, to other places because their house that had all the original features was suddenly worth something because they put the tube in 1972 and that made, Brixton went up. Stockpole's always had a tube since war days, but Brixton never had one. So once they put the tube in, it changed everything. The logistics of everything went up. And my parents said, right, it's time to sell this house, because they had a big townhouse.
If you still had it now,
right?
boy.
A big townhouse. But we didn't live in it as a family. There was people in families in each room.
Yeah, but they own the whole house.
My mum came here in 5 years. She was owning her own house. I'm not saying that she didn't have a mortgage, but even to meet someone who's going to sell a black person a house, you had to meet someone who knows the bank manager, who's going to pull that little stunt for you.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, my mum used to take people in. She is a really kind person like that, a good woman. Anyway, when I left college, I went to Southwark College for 2 years and I got my O-levels.
Right.
And thank God.
GCSEs, folks.
Yeah. And thank goodness for Rock Hill School for Girls, because I actually learned something. I had to go through that whole process of learning to sit still and listen, but I was still showing off in class and singing reggae songs of the day, like police and thieves in the street. Yeah, we're singing everything and every little Lovers Rock song. I was getting on people's nerves. So everybody at school knew that I was going to be a singer. They just know that. Even now, when I see them, they say, we knew you was going to be, you could not shut me up. Anyway, I left there and I went to drama school for a year. It was supposed to be 2 years, but I hated it.
Right.
I hate it because it was full of lots of people talking like that or laughing like that. And to me, it was a little bit, it weren't real. It weren't real. It weren't like nowadays.
She don't seem real. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Nowadays you could go to Goldsmith College and study about production, soul singing, gospel singing. It's more categorized and broken, deciphered. Back then, you had to sing in a classical style and you only went to the Royal Academy of Music. And it's like, no, this isn't for me. So I thought, let's get some training. So I went to drama school. I didn't like it. I thought it was very pretentious. And what happened was I met this amazing singing teacher called Nettie Batam, amazing woman who kind of changed my life as far as singing is concerned, right? She's had a lot of people that was on in the West End, but she'd never had a soul singer before. And she said, you've got a soul voice and I'm not going to change it.
Right, where did you get a soul voice from?
Well,
Was that God-given or what is that?
Yeah, I basically had a voice because I was singing in the class and in the choir and everything at school. But some people are natural where they don't push here. While I was doing that. Some people naturally sing from the diaphragm,
right.
But I was pushing here. And when you push on the chords, that's because you think the power is here, but the power, you propel the power from this part of the body.
Right.
Right. So I think I won a competition. I went on a Butlins holiday. I won a talent competition. And then, my mum was telling me to go for it. I went for it and I won the competition. And then I needed tutoring because I thought I don't know any songs.
Right.
So,
how old are you when you win this?
So we have to scoot back a little bit. I was about 16.
Okay, right.
Right. So I was at Southwark College.
But prior to this, you're self-taught. No one's taught you how to sing.
Not up until that point.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just singing stuff off the radio like, brown girl in the ring, cha-la-la-la-la. So when I met Nettie now, she lived in Clapham, which is down the road from where I lived in Brixton. And she had things in her house that I'd never seen before. Okay, like this is to me, an arty-farty person with books from the ceiling to the floor. And the books are covered in the same material or wallpaper as the wallpaper. There's a grand piano. There's grapes growing in her conservatory. There's round cheese. And I'd only seen cheddar. I'd only seen that square yellow cheese. I hadn't seen no white cheese before. Right? Yeah. And all the cheese with the holes in it. Emmental. I've never seen this. And all the different breads. And her husband was a poet.
Right.
And she was like an ex-ballet. She taught ballet. She sung with Maria Callas, who's a very famous opera singer. And I thought, at least she's got working clients or pupils, and she's going to teach me how to get around the mechanics of singing from your chest, right? Because she worked it out that if you're going to be singing a soul singer, you need to enunciate and actually focus like a soul singer. Because we can't get up as Brit singers and go, I want to dance with somebody. You still got to, I want to dance. You have to smile it through, and you have to hit what we call resonance, what American people do. And I had to learn how to do that so that my voice, like, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find, that power.
Mental.
That the Americans have got. But she taught me how to do it, along with, doing the many men, and and all of this, exercise where you're using your stomach muscles and learning how to sustain. And she taught me that it's not, I used to get anxiety when the high note was coming, right?
Right.
The high note was coming, and what your brain does, the mind is really, really tough on the body. So the mind is going, the high bit's coming, you can't do it, and you're like, you're singing Chaka Khan, ain't nobody, and little to be we can, and you're like that because you're tense. And this woman showed me how to relax. Now she's talking to me like I was a virgin, I'd never had sex, but she was like, you have to liberate yourself. And I thought, what's she talking about? I didn't know. But when I listened to her and you sit back and you get the gravity to do the work. So suddenly I was like, I'm little to be, we cannot measure nobody. Yeah, but it's all here. It isn't. When a man is straining,
breaking the microphone.
You know when a man is straining, this next string is standing up, innit? So I thought, once she armed me with that whole.
Who's this lady, man?
This is Nettie. She was in her. Oh, have I hit the mic? Sorry.
No, you're good.
She was in her 30s. I was in my teens, and we are still friends now. She's in her 90s, and I'm in my 60s. And I do go and visit her, and I try not to cry, and I try, because she's diminishing now, and it's, but
she's teaching you these skills, and you're going there, weekly?
Well, when I go, she doesn't teach me anymore, we just talk.
No, but I'm talking about then, when you're young.
Yeah, my parents couldn't afford the singing lessons.
Right.
Because it was about £25 an hour, so we
that's a lot.
Yeah, so we only went for half an hour.
Right.
And I used to do all the warm-ups, and I never used to be able to do a whole song with her, like an audition piece people learn and whatever. But I was there doing the, many men, and all the whatever, you go, dee me dee deep, deep, deep. You're singing all that. You start low, and then you work your way right up, And it was just, she found an exercise that it was, the first exercise I learnt with her was, Mama, come on and shake it now. But you start with down here like, Mama, come on and shake it now. Then you, Mama, come on and shake it. You just, So she taught me that. But at the time as well, when you're a kid, you're looking at this person that you think they're old and in their mid-30s, and you think, she don't know what she's talking about. What's she talking about? You've got to sing from your fanny.
Right.
Or use your nether regions, or use those muscles below, or use your diaphragm, whatever you want to call it. That's what she's saying.
Right.
And we used to make a little cassette tape of the class, and I used to go home and practice through the week. And then when I went back, I went only for half an hour.
Right.
And I could hear myself progressing, and I could hear my voice kind of getting a bit more
stronger.
Stronger, brighter, clearer. Because and she would explain to me, which I've now seen, like she said, once you're a Brit, sometimes you can be a little bit, hello, and we talk here. Even James Bond it was stirred, not shaken, it's all here. And the white middle classes kind of speak here. While the Americans, and when I see Jocelyn, she's like, Angie, girl, you know you're my boo. And you're like, you know, as a Brit, it just sounds, wow. You just think, wow, that voice sound bellowing. Not only the way they talk with a ha and everything, but also just the way they learned it in church from little. So they've got so much advantage over the Brits with the way they speak is up and above. It's not on the chords, and we're down here. And they're like, ha, up there. And wanting to do soul music as well. That is, you know, you've got the Beatles, and if they're singing a pop song, they're going to sing in an English accent. But we want to be like Janet Jackson. We want to be like Luther Vandross, innit? And Whitney. And we have to, you know, I had to learn how to be as good as the American singer. That's why I got Bizarring. You know, I had to learn to cut it. And sometimes I was the only Brit on with the American girl, the only Brit. And they were like, yeah, they had to give me my props.
Right, so you're doing these lessons constantly. Singing is the number one thing you want to do. You don't want to do nothing else. This is it. It's all or nothing.
A bit of singing and a bit of acting. I thought I might do some theatrical work.
Okay, cool. So when does this progress? Obviously, your voice is getting stronger. I can tell now, like, how amazing you are. Do you put that down to nurture or nature, by the way, your actual voice? Do you give it God-given or what this lady taught you?
It's 50% of both.
Okay.
It really is. I could sing, but what she showed me...
She unlocked the next levels.
Because there's a lot of anxiety in singing.
Right.
Like I said, you can get tense and lock it off. While if you sit down, and we could name 20 things right now that when you're relaxed, you do it better. Whether it's sex, whether it's your driving lessons and then or your exam, whether you're learning to ski, horse ride. If you're tense, you know, they always say bend the knees in skiing or ice skating. If you're tense, you can't progress. Well, if you're relaxed and you let the gravity do the work and you start, before you know it, you're gliding. But there's a lot of trust involved because your mind, remember your mind saying, ha, you can't do it. It's constantly a battle. So you have to learn how to quieten your mind.
How
and be in control of your mind.
How does one quiet?
Well, you just have to tell it to shut up and let the body do the work.
Right.
And that's what I did when I was singing. The high notes come in. I just used to think, tuck it away in your body. RESPECT, find out what, you know, you have to learn how to not get, this is the high bit.
You do that so effortlessly. It's unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
Is that just second nature? Is that time then? Or have you always been able to do it like that? You literally have a switch. It's very, I'm in awe. No.
I think that, well, to be honest, I need to explain to you about singing in that American way, because I grew up listening to like Lulu, Dusty, and Diana Ross. They've got pretty voices, haven't they?
Right.
Dusty Springfield. Now, nobody came with that growling voice until I heard somebody else's guy.
Right.
Jocelyn Brown.
Yeah.
I never heard that. You know, you might see the odd gospel singer, Mahalia Jackson or someone, and they're going, oh Lord, and they're on some old black and white movie or something, but you didn't really hear it. And then I heard, I left drama school and I was doing all these little jobs. Right? Cleaning, cooking, sweeping the streets. I used to work for Alfred Marks, all these agencies that were around. I just lied to them, told them that I could cook. Oh, my certificates were at home or whatever. So I used to get all these jobs, cooking, cleaning, whatever. As long as it was a good part-time job, it pays almost as well as a badly paid full-time job. I can just make this work and work side by side. And then in the evenings, I could go out to various clubs, or I can get a gig and sing, you know, how long has this been going on? Yeah, you're singing. Yeah, well, you know, you're doing all your pub gigs and you're trying to learn your...
you're gigging.
Yeah, I'm
earning
gigging.
money.
Yeah, and I was in different bands. I was in a soul band called EK1. I was the lead singer and I learned a lot of,
stage presence?
stage presence, how to work within a live band. My more or less it was Denny Barter's band, but it was, you know, as the lead singer, and you learnt to sing more, you know, Amadeo, somebody, and songs like that. And we had our own songs as well. Then I worked with the Dirty Strangers. Now, the Dirty Strangers was a West London band, but Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones used to come and play with us, like hanging out with us.
Right.
Yeah, like literally, like, you know, who's got some money for Ronnie? Ronnie's there, because he was getting divorced and he was getting married to Joe. And the first wife was kind of like skitting him out a little bit. I hope I don't get sued for that. But that's what
Allegedly.
Ronnie, we were in the studio with him. All the boys will tell you. And I went, right, I'm passing the tit for tat the hat, round for Ronnie, because he's got a gig tonight with Bo Diddley, and he's got no money to get into the West End. Let's have a little. And I was like, he's a Rolling Stone. He's got money. Anyway, when I worked with them, a lot of doors opened, because the rock magazines like Kerrang used to say, yeah, we've got our Angie Brown's our new Tina Turner, because I was there doing all that, you know, all the rock stuff, and it's like, 20th century boy, I wanna be, and that, you know, that real growly, really big singing. And I learned a lot from them. I had to man up with them, because there's about, if we put the techies in there, we were on the road, we went to Berlin, we went all over kind of Europe doing gigs, and, you know, someone would let off in the tour bus van, and it was like, Ange, all 10 of them would go, Ange, you dirty cow, what you did, you know, I was the girl, I was the only girl, and it was like, they were, you know, they were all boys, and they were really alpha male boys. They were like, go on, Ange, we'll give you a tenner if you show us your tits, go on, Ange. And I'll be like, oh, you know, I learned to hold my own. Tell them to F off.
Right.
Yeah, and the C word came up all the time. I learned to not be scared of that word.
Right.
You know, this is rock and roll. Get used to it. And then I left from the rock and started doing more and more kind of session work.
Right. Why you leave the rock?
Because it really is purist. If you're not doing soul and you're not doing pop, it is a purist market for me and marketing somebody like myself. This is prior to Tina Turner.
Yeah.
But Tina Turner was already a name, but she hadn't made a name in the world like that Private Dancer album had done.
Right.
But that happened in the 80s, and that was coming. So basically what I was trying to say is I didn't feel like a rock singer. I felt like a soul singer. And one night I was at a party with one of my foster sisters, because my parents did a lot of fostering. And we heard the beginning that I can't get off my high horse. I went, what the blazes is that kind of singing? It was out of this world. And I thought, that's where it's gonna go. That is remarkable. I remember where I was when I heard that delivery and that vocal. And sure enough, I went back to working with the Doves, the same boys that got offered the big record deal. And, you know, we got really close, but no cigar. And maybe a year on from there, somebody saw me singing in one of these open mic nights, and this is the 1990 now.
Right.
House music was born.
Right.
So it's like clever kids, as far as I was concerned. I'm 7 years older than them, and they know how to work at Amstrad Stereo.
Right.
So they're at college or music college or whatever now, springing up everything, and you could sell those cassettes, or they probably sent it out to a record company and they got a record deal.
Right.
So the boys from Bizarring had Playing with Knives out in 1991.
Right.
In 1992 now, they were looking over to cross over more. So they can't sing, so they have to hire someone in. So they don't want to pay for Shaka Khan or, you know, Jocelyn Brown or Lolita Holloway or any of those. The American girls are going to cost too much money.
Yeah.
So can we find a Brit girl who can make that noise?
Right.
Right. So basically they asked me, and I I did BS and just say, yeah, I could do it. But I'd done an advert maybe 2 or 3 weeks before where I had to sing like that.
Right.
Right. So this was an advert for McDonald's, and things like that used to pay my, I had a partner then, we had a house, but we'd always fall a bit behind with our mortgage and stuff. But I got that advert, and that would, back then, it wouldn't be a buyout like now. It would gave me residuals.
What does that mean, residuals, for those that don't know?
like a royalty every time it gets played.
Okay.
Right? So I had to use my acting skills and my abilities. But the guy, a lovely guy called Noel, he said, you can do this, Ange, and visualize it. And I went, so walk to old McDonald's now, like that. And he goes, great, we got it. And that was on an advert, and that advert paid. Oh my God, it paid out. And that made
How much you pay out?
Well, really, maybe at least 20 grand.
In those days?
That was money. I was able to do stuff, incredible things.
You could buy a house for that. Right.
So then, when the phone call came through about Bazaar Inc., and they want someone to sign
Did you have a manager then, or what?
No manager.
So the phone call come from where?
The phone call came because I used to go to singers in the West End, and somebody asked, it went through like the session people, the session singers who were working with Billy Ocean or Pet Shop Boys or whatever. They, a lovely guy called Roy Hamilton, he was asked, he was a session singer at that point. He was asked if he had my number.
Right.
And he did. And he passed it on to me, and he gave me the heads up that they're looking for a singer that can sing like Jocelyn. So when the call came through, of course, I just blindsided it. Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, of course I can sing like Jocelyn.
Right.
And I just thought the only thing that I could actually reference it was the advert that I did, and I only sang like that for 30 seconds.
Right.
So when I met up with the boys, they just, I'm Gonna Get You was a song called Love's Gonna Get You.
Right, the song was called
It
Love's
was a whole song with verses and that. But because the newbies come along now, and there's the young bloods, and they're starting to chop up the songs.
Right.
Right, so there
More
was
dance orientated.
That's right. It's almost like, when I was a little bit younger, the acid house and the acid jazz came in. Everyone, acid. Yeah. There was a broken down room somewhere, and everyone was in there. Right. So there was a bootleg, and I know people in the house business know about this bootleg. And on the bootleg, it had all what we would call a splice now, or a sample. It had lots of outtakes of Jocelyn, Lolita Holloway, Martha Wash, right? And Ride on Time, a few snap tunes. They used the beats, they used the ad-libs. And when you listen to a record, the outtakes is when you can hear the singers really, she's done, she's happy with the other takes, and as she's gone in there and did, this bit is the joy. And that's what it was on this record. It is outtakes of people praising up, really singing their hearts out. And when you used to put the record on just to hear the last bit, well, that's what it was like. But it was on one bootleg, and I'm Gonna Get You was on there, and they said, we just want this one and these two lines here, and then you do I'm Gonna Get You, baby. So
those lines were already there.
They were there on the bootleg,
right? Because
that was a song called Love's Gonna Get You. So they were gonna say, right, we want you to sing I'm Gonna Get You, right. So I put the headphones on, and they say, why waste your time? Why waste your time? You know you're gonna be mine. I'm gonna get you, baby. I'm gonna get you, you son. And then outros. I'm gonna get you, boy. Get you now. Get you, boy. All of that. So I did that. So that's me ad-libbing. That makes me a writer as well.
Right.
But anyway, I didn't think anything of it. I was happy. They were happy. I was in church the next day singing at a wedding. So I didn't want to keep trying to do this, Jocelyn Brown voice, because it's an adaptation. It's not my voice.
Right.
You're acting. You're pulling the voice down in your boots. You're using your mind to get that sound.
Right.
I did it. They were happy. I was happy. I got paid.
How much
I think £1,000.
Right.
I love it that you talk money. I love that. because really the money is important. And
It's for educational purposes, folks. You know what I'm saying?
I got £1,000, but I also signed a contract to say that I was supposed to get 3% of sales in the UK and 1% everywhere else in the world.
But you signed that.
Yeah.
With no lawyer, just there to just go sign
When
this.
it went through the lady that was running the agency at the time,
Right.
I forget her name, Carol something.
Right.
And she was supposed to safeguard me there. And one thing I did stipulate, which really helped me, I said, I want my name on the front. I want it on the front.
Where did that come from?
My inner gut just told me to say that. And I said it, and they did. They put Bizarre Ink featuring Angie Brown.
Right.
Then they invited me to be in the video. So they put me behind.
So hold on, the song's made, you hear it. Do you feel a certain way? You just think a certain, you don't know?
No, well, what happened was I heard it, obviously, but I didn't know anything. Because I'm not an artist, they're not privy to tell me anything. You are literally the spare dick at a wedding. You really are. You
Spare dick at a wedding.
You know, someone's at a wedding's always trying to meet somebody so that they feel validated when they go to a wedding, and they've always been single and all of that. And I just thought, okay, then they're not giving me props, but it's not my record deal. You've got to think like that. If you're not the artist, they're kind of borrowing your services. So I just thought, I didn't think anything of it. I just cracked on. But so basically, so that was, I cut the track in the July. We did the video maybe in the August. You know, they put you.
So straight away they say there's a video.
There's a video because Playing with Knives was already a big hit, so they had a following. They knew that they had their roots in the club industry. Right. So there's a lot of clubs that are not there anymore, the high street clubs.
Right.
We're talking about Top Rank, First Leisure, all the ones that was over the cinemas, near the ice skating rinks. They're all gone now. They're car parks or
Luminar Leisure.
Yeah, Luminar. Right, they're gone. They're made into high rise.
Right.
So for me, I didn't think anything of it because I'm still a skeptic. All the promises that have been made from the Egg Box Boy, the Reggae Boys, the Soul Boys, the Rock Boys, I just was like, you know.
It's just another one.
Yeah, people were saying, I've heard of Bizarre. I was like, I don't care. I got paid, I'm gone.
Right.
And I did sign something, so I'm protected.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything more of it.
You get called for video.
Did the video in the August.
What did you think of the video when you did it?
Well, I saw them putting me behind some beaded curtain, and I thought, yeah, I know what you're doing.
Budget thing.
You're not trying to promote me. I know you've got to promote your free cute boys there.
Right.
That's fine, because you know what? You can't keep a good woman down.
For real.
My voice is always going to shine through.
Yeah.
Sorry if that comes across like a big
No, facts.
But that's what, and you can talk to anybody, people will tell you that I am not an arsehole. I am not difficult. I'm not a diva. You know what? I love singing too much to dig my own grave. So by September now, 1992, this tune came out. I didn't even know it was released. My friend, Shaz Rocket, rang me and said, Angie, because the people who know me know my voice now. The people who, they would have said it anyway. Hi, this is Radio 1 and you're listening to, and that was back in the day when people used to listen on a Sunday to see the chart position. It was important to know what was in the chart.
For real.
And my friend Shaz, he heard it and he rang me. And he said, Angie, you're in the charts with this band. I was like, no. And so I looked it up in the newspaper, in the Sun newspaper the next day. They had a little rundown of what was in the top 20, and we were there at number 17.
Top 20 record.
Yeah, just straight in at top 20.
And
so,
are you like credited, or is it Bizarre Inc?
It says Bizarre Inc featuring Angie Brown.
Okay,
and they
your name is on it. Okay.
Yeah, and they said it every time it got played on the radio as well. So I got the phone call to say you're doing Top of the Pops.
Right, hold on. So you got a top 20 single.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
Well, you know what? I was ecstatic.
Yeah?
Yeah, because remember, I'm 27 now, and I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. And I've been singing since I was 10, but studying and then being professional from the age of 20.
The dreams coming true.
Yeah, trying from the age of 20, turning professional about 25. 24,
Right.
25 with all the band thing.
And then the song structure is just pretty much, there's no verses.
No,
Did that throw you a bit?
It's boring to me.
Right.
Because
it's just repetition, isn't it?
That's right.
Did that make you feel a certain way as a kind of soul singer? Do you know what I mean? Like, hold on.
Do you know what? I did what everybody did. I thought that house music was going to be a flash in the pan.
Right.
I thought it was going to be young kids out of college with their silly little Amstrad stereo, mixing this, mixing that. I got my pencil, and the whole, I've got I'm in the studio, my bedroom studio, starting up now. And I just thought, it's a flash in the pan, bit like punk. But but it was so, it really became the soundtrack of people's lives. Whether it was Crystal Water, da-da-dee, da-da-da, maybe it was, don't you want my love, whatever. Or it was, shine on, whatever it was, it became the soundtrack of people's lives and it wouldn't go away.
You know that da-da-da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
Did they tell you to sing that or did you make that?
They told me to sing it in various parts, like da-da-da, da-da-da, and da-da-da, and then they pieced it together.
So like props to them, they did have the vision of what they wanted.
They did, but again, they asked me to do some ad-libs, which, that could have cut me in as a writer.
Right.
That would have been nice.
Okay, well, so you're not credited as a writer, just a session singer.
Just a session singer.
Okay, cool. It's number 17.
Yeah.
You're ecstatic, your name's on the papers.
Yeah.
The dream's coming true. And
You'll
then you
get Top of the Pops.
Then you get the phone call.
Yeah.
We're going on Top of the Pops.
Right, and then
which is the biggest music show on TV.
And families watch it
This is
together.
92.
Yeah,
Right.
Families.
There's 4 channels on the TV. Yeah. Right.
There's about 20 million people watching.
Yes. Right.
Right. So we pre-record it live on a Wednesday.
Right.
And it gets shown on a Thursday. Right. So if you can imagine, it is on, and my dad, old school black daddy from Jamaica, bless him, he's like, he had a stutter, my poor dad, and we used to always take the mickey out of daddy. But him said, well, because I'm watching myself, yeah.
Did you tell your parents this is coming?
They all knew it was happening. The phone was going off at the time. My mum was like, yes, Gloria, yes, Angie's on the television, and yes, and watch him in the high heel boot, watch her. And then they're actually doing that real Jamaican thing, doing a running commentary throughout the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah.
And daddy's like, well, oh, come. If you was in the on the television and you was in the room at the same time, all them do that. I said, Dad.
Bless him. Yeah.
It's pre-recorded yesterday. It's all right. Oh. And then, like, the guy in the person in the bank, the man, the butcher, the guy in the shop in Penge where I used to get my photographs developed. Proud. Saw you on TV, Ange. We know how long you've been trying to be a singer. The people who fix your shoes, your dry cleaners, your cousins, your
You're literally
neighbours.
famous.
Well,
That's
know
the
what?
equivalent of going viral, super viral, right?
Shizzio, what happens is you don't need to make any excuses for yourself anymore. When people say, get a real job.
Right.
And why I try to be a singer for? Get a proper job. My mum wanted me to be a nurse.
I
said, I ain't doing it. Mum, sorry. Because I can't even take blood and I don't even like to see sick people too strong.
So it's the justification is there now.
Yeah,
you don't
and
need
I said
to...
no. It just stops you beating your chest and going, I want to be a singer. Nobody asks you no more.
Right.
That's what you are. That's what.
And what's that feeling like for you?
It feels good.
Yeah.
It felt amazing. It felt amazing because I don't need to explain to anybody anymore. But I still feel I did feel undervalued because the record company never paid me what I made on sales. And the sales were massive. Sales were massive.
Right, it goes top 3, right?
Goes top 3 and you've got 100 record shops everywhere.
Right.
You've got the Red Records, you've got Nicky Black Market, you've got all the record in every market.
So the song is top 3 in the country.
Babes, Virgin Record Store, HMV, this one, that one, a whole Woolworths.
And your name's on the cover.
My name is on the cover.
Your face is not though.
there's a silhouette photo of all of us on the front.
Don't gas me because I'll pull it out now. She tried gas me.
No, but that's a silhouette photo.
I know. I'm just saying. Look
Yeah,
at that.
yeah.
Man had to go, and you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How does this make you feel? Look at the smile on your face. Bless you. Look at that.
That's really amazing. No,
Yeah.
it
I want you to
is.
sign this for me, by the way.
Oh, bless you.
But look, like, how lovely is that?
I know, I felt like I accomplished something. It took me a few years. It wasn't like I left drama school and they had to be about 7 or 8 years younger than me. So it feels like they were, 21.
And this is you here. Yeah. You're getting emotional just looking at this. This is lovely though.
You know this one is me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But how is this? This is across the whole country. This is your name. Do you know what I mean? Can you even put it into words?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were in the charts with Boys to Men and what's the name? Tasmin Archer.
Satellite, Sleeping Satellite.
For the moonlit
Oh, was she
sky,
number
that
one?
She was number 1. They were number 3, and it's like they swapped.
So who
And
was 2? You got.
We stayed at 2.
Was you top 2? Okay.
As far as I'm
So
concerned.
it's
we
you,
stayed
Boys
at
to
2.
Men with what tune? End of the Road.
End of the Road
Oh,
went
well,
to
that's-
number 1.
Okay, that's big.
And we saw them at Top of the Pops. So we saw Annie Lennox. We saw various people, amazing. One time we went and we saw the dum 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 no.
Two Unlimited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Two Unlimited. It was just a big thing being at that Elstree and Top of the Pops. It's a dream that I've always wanted.
And then also there's Todd Terry on here who will go down as a legend, won't he? Absolute icon.
Yeah.
How is that? You know what I mean? When you.
I mean, really, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the repetitiveness of house music. I thought, this ain't going to last.
But Todd Terry will go down as one of the legends in the game. There is no doubt. The
whole thing
Yeah.
just, what's the word? Encapsulated me. It just like,
Right.
Todd Terry, how far it went, how many sales it got,
Right.
the excitement, the ecstatic. Every time I went to the gym, people were working out to it. You drive down the road.
So then, are you getting shows now all the time then, I presume?
Yeah, because I'm still doing my little part-time jobs and catering. And we're getting gigs up in Telford, up in Manchester.
Because I presume the song has to be PA'd. You are the face of the song. They can't do it without you, can they?
Nope.
So
that's it.
So
yeah.
you got them, bang. You know what I
I
mean?
did.
You got them.
But I would get £300 a night, and I used to earn that for a whole week back then.
Right,
So this
so
is like 20 minutes on stage. I'm getting £300 for me. God knows what they were getting, but
How much do you think they were getting?
I don't know, and it doesn't concern me. You
Okay.
can't really do that sometimes. You've got to say, well, that's my fee.
I respect
I'm
that.
happy. That circled whatever I was getting for doing my catering. And I was working at a rehearsal studio in Hackney Road where Blur used to rehearse and Courtney Pine and people like that. And I'd say, I've got to leave because,
Because I've got a big record, you get me on big. Damon Albarn, have a seat, bruv. I'm busy, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but are you doing a lot of shows at night? How was your diary looking? I presume in that period.
maybe like 1 on a Thursday, 2 on a Friday.
Busy.
And 2 or 3 on a Saturday. Because not so much the Bizarre Ink Boys because they didn't want to go out.
So you're going out without
This
them?
is 3 or 4 years later. I'm like playing places, Cardiff, Swansea, and Newport, 3 big Welsh cities, and you can play in their big nightclub in the high street, and you could go out for $2,000, $3,000.
Later, years later.
That's years later.
Okay.
When I thought I need to do it for myself.
Right,
Yeah.
I need to value myself.
Yeah,
okay,
because
but just going back from the start.
Yeah.
You're PAing, you're busy, you're making money now.
Making money just from doing the live thing. I'm not getting any residuals like them.
Okay, so how is that then with the sales? So when do you realise, hold on, my sales money's not coming, or
Yeah, like a year later.
A year
Like
later.
A year later, I just thought I'm not getting anything, and I ring them up, and they kind of make out like they've defunct as a record company, like they've
Oh, you ring the record label and say
like they've gone into liquidation.
Right. Have they, or they just
No, they're still there in Portobello Road.
Right.
Vinyl Solution are still there in Portobello Road.
And just as a guesstimate, how much do you think that song's made on sales?
Well, they're all pretty wealthy from it.
How many are in the group?
There was 3 of them.
Right, they're all wealthy from that.
Andy and Dean are the only two that's left because Carl, I think they got rid of Carl. So
Right.
there was Andy and Dean, and I've seen their online interviews. They never mention my name. They talk around it to say,
Why?
Yeah, because they don't want to give me my props, man.
But why though?
They don't want to big me
Your
up.
props are undeniable.
You
It
know
says
what?
featuring Angie Brown. That song can't exist without
There's a
you.
lot of people that are jealous because they can't do it. And
course
they're
they
not
can't do
as
it.
they're not as talented as me. I am sorry. They
Right.
are not. They talented and they can create music.
They're producers.
They're producers. What more joy?
you're the
It's
ta-
like 25 orgasms to go out the front with that microphone and deliver to the people. You're there miming the keyboards on top of the pops. I'm singing. And you get to open your heart and you get to connect. You get to channel.
And they don't give you your props.
No, why should they?
Why shouldn't
Because
they?
They've talked themselves into thinking it's all about us. So
Really? That's sad.
Yeah, I saw one of them saying, yeah, because years later, sorry to fast
No, go
forward,
on.
but years later, I meet my husband Mikey, and he says, you need to put out your version of I'm gonna get you, because these days it ain't about the writer. The streams is from the performance that you give, and that is your performance, even though it's their song. So they
Right.
tried to block that when we were trying to clear it.
Well, I'm going to talk about that.
But I did it.
But guessing from sales, roughly how much do you think that song's made?
I like that you always pull me up and bring me back
No,
to it.
I don't want to be a money hoarder and talk about money.
No,
but it's just-
no.
It's difficult
but-
to estimate it, but they sold, from what I know so far, it's about 4 million records worldwide.
Fuck.
Worldwide.
So 4 million records.
Subjective figures,
Well,
exactly.
no, okay, let's
And that was
just
vinyl.
go off that figure.
Yeah.
4 million, right? How much they're getting from that?
I don't know if they were 10 quid each, those records. I don't know in 92
Yeah.
how much a vinyl was back then. Maybe
Va-
it was a fiver.
Fiber. So
Yeah.
what's the maths, bruv?
Or if
20 million.
If they bought the
How
album,
many are in the...
So, okay, let's just go. So, to say 20 million pound was made is not far-fetched. It's not a delusional thing to
and
say.
it's been in movies.
Vinyls, and there's probably... It's hard to get the exact
Yeah,
figure.
but I'm saying for someone to say 20 million, you're not cuckoo by saying that figure. Is what I'm trying to get
It was
at.
a
It's very
hit in
feasible.
America.
Yeah, it's very right. It's an
It's on
American.
every. If you go on to discography, it will tell you every album, every running, every exercise, everything used on a Tesco advert.
What about films and all that?
Films? It's in Sandy Wexler film,
Right.
With Adam Chandler.
Right. Adam Sandler, yeah.
He's Adam Sandler, yeah, and it was recently.
So it's Hollywood. Go on,
Yeah, it was used in some. You hear it all the time in different things.
Right.
The drag queen,
The drag queen, I think it was called Vogue, and all about the blacks and the gays
Right.
in the 90s, just when HIV was about.
Right.
And they were, loads of people rang me up and said, oh, I just heard it in Vogue. And then Derry Girls was on the other day, the original was
So
getting
it's
played,
on all the
so
time.
It's the soundtrack.
Is that bittersweet for you when you hear it like that?
Yeah, because you know what? You can tell that I'm not bitter about it. I'm not bitter. What I like to do is talk about it because it probably helps me to air it. But I'm not bitter because if I couldn't sing anymore and I got kicked to the curb, like the record company was trying to do that, right? I used to get gigs and sometimes they'd ring up the people and say, she's got no right to sing that song, whatever. Especially playing with knives. What happened? The people in Clubland said, Angie, you can't do one song PA.
Right.
You got to do 2 songs. So when I heard Playing with Knives and that, yeah, and it goes, ooh, yeah, and they go, gotta get up, it's high. And I thought, that's like some Julie Andrews singing to reggae. How am I going to do that? So I went back to Nettie and we did the, we did all of that. And all this little tiny head voice. We got that. And I started doing it live. And they were, gotta get up, got to feel good, got to feel, hey! And they're like, and I started doing all that. And I started pretending like I was an MC to the left, to the right. Just not really doing it properly. But, just entertaining people. And I just started, I got a name as a really good live performer.
I can see
So
that.
I weren't going to be kicked. If I got kicked to the curb and went, oh, they kept my money, and then they've won. I was like,
But
no, they
but-
created a monster.
But your talent is too good. Even now, I can hear it. Like I don't even hear singers now sing like that. Do you know what I mean? And you just do it effortlessly. So
And then
I can imagine then. Like,
Shizzio, I hung out with some garage boys.
who you hang out with.
Well, and they taught me, they could do the helicopter. I can't do it and all that.
Right.
But they taught me how to it was Mark from the Rat Pack. He was showing me, like, how to, he goes, Ange, just cut it up like you're doing all these sounds. I was like, hey, I can't do the helicopter and guns and stuff, but I could do, but what? Why a waste? Why? And I know.
No, remix.
Well, I know in the room, but on mic it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Right? And you go, why waste your time? You know you're gonna be mine. You know. Yo, DJ, you know you're gonna be my baby. And I said, I'm gonna get you, baby. I'm gonna get you, yes I am. Yes I am. Yes I am. And then I know slow, I know, dun, 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 yeah. We're in. You know, because you're giving them something that they feel. I've never heard like this before.
All right.
And she's doing it live. You can't take that away from me, baby.
You can't.
Nah.
Just your energy as well.
I know,
it's
because
so
I
infectious.
love it so
No,
much.
it's lovely. Right. What does a song do in America? Did it chart?
Mike,
Mike,
top
did it chart
10
in America?
top 10 in the dance chart.
Number one in the dance charts.
In America?
2 weeks. Yeah, it
For-
was for a while.
Okay. So it's a global record.
Yeah, it was massive in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
And
big, yeah.
America had their own Top of the Pops called America's
Billboard,
Top 10
right.
with Casey Kasem. And he
Right.
said, hi. He was like the equivalent of Tony Blackburn.
Right.
And he said, hi. And we were in there. They were showing it. I was watching it from
Right.
England. Like, we're in America. And then if I meet American people now, especially that went to college in the 90s, they're like, I sang that song. I'm going to get you. And they're like, no, oh my God. I love the song. I love the song. They grew up listening to that song.
And then I suppose going forward, how is it now? Because when I explain Angie Brown, people don't necessarily twig it's that, but then I've got to go,
Da-da.
I've got to go, yeah. I'm going to get you.
Baby.
Why waste your time? People go, oh, yeah.
It's a tune, yeah.
Is that a bit frustrating for you?
A
Because
little bit. That's why I did the voice.
yeah, I will get to the voice. I'll talk about that. Okay, cool. So you ring the record label, they kind of par you off like you're not getting no money.
No.
You don't want to go down the legal route.
I couldn't afford it.
Right.
Because it was 500 quid an hour back then.
Right.
So God knows what it is now.
Right. The boys are millionaires off the song.
I think they're wealthy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then, do you get in a dispute with them, or do you ever speak to them about it, or you just?
No, the funny thing is that I was not bitter because I worked on another album with them. They had Cleo Rockers, who was a dancer that used to be in the Kenny Everett show, a very stunning woman.
Right.
And she can't sing.
Right.
And I know that they auditioned to replace me, but nobody can bring it like me.
Right.
So they have to sort of like, humble themselves. And they asked me to be on an album which they got with a major record company this time. And the songs, again, I thought they were, like for me, Bizarre Inc. were like, they had the right flavour with I'm Gonna Get You. But they kind of thought they were Jamiroquai or something, and the band, and they changed their flavour. The follow-up song was called, just straight after I'm Gonna Get You, was called Took My Love. If you go and look it up,
Right.
It was #1 in Canada and stuff, but it was like, the chorus was, you took my love, and it was really understated compared to,
Did you feel that?
they said, yeah, I hated it, and I thought I kind of hexed it, really.
Okay. Right. So hold on. Right. But you feel a certain way about the first song.
That's right.
So why did you agree to the second song?
But because I did the second song more or less, not at the same, more or less like a little while after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're not in that dispute mode.
No.
You've done all the records.
You've got a follow-up in the can already,
Right,
ready
right.
for release after this one finishes.
Right.
So what happened was when they were playing that same bootleg, I'm like, why don't you write your own hook? Why are we listening and taking bits of Jocelyn's voice? And anyway, I ended up writing the verses. And it was like, why don't you give me your loving? You took what you could find. And it was like they was changing. Why isn't it as cute as I'm Gonna Get You?
Right.
Why is there a boiled egg in the video? Why is there a dead fish in the video and no Angie Brown? Right.
Right.
And I had to get that from my family. Why are they doing that? And you're like, try to explain to the family that it's not my record deal and I'm borrowed in.
Yeah.
I don't have the artistic license to say anything.
Right.
So I just had to suck it up. And the people at the gym were like, I don't like this one as much as other. And I thought, good, I don't. So I just.
So how was that when the song that doesn't perform as well as the?
It didn't get as far as in charts here, and I was glad.
You was really glad.
Yeah, I wanted it to die.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I suppose, why aren't you getting a record deal? Because your voice is so amazing. Are you not being approached? Be like, yo,
do you know
who's that? Like.
They didn't know where to find me.
Right. What do you mean?
Other people, now I meet people now who say, I was looking for you back in the 90s because there was, in the 80s, they had pop stars. And in the 90s, when House came along, we were very disposable, right? You could see in Snap, that's a model singing out, right on time. No, that's not her. Come on. That is Lolita Holloway's voice. Right. Or Martha Wash. And she can't deliver like that. But you're very, very interchangeable. You're very disposable. You're very, like, even whether you're the Venga Boys or a cappella or whatever, you know, you're very changeable. You're very, like, disposable. As long as we can get someone who can sound alike like you, we can change you. And they don't make you into a pop star. They don't make you like Duran Duran or Toya Wilcox or Eurythmics.
Right.
They don't give you that platform. You're almost in the shade a little bit.
Why is that?
Well, we could go deep and say it's a corporate white thing.
Is it a corporate? Do you feel it's a race thing?
I think that with house music, there was black DJ producers as well. I just think it's a little bit of a power trip. It's a little bit of a, you know, a lot of female artists or a lot of the singers were treated the same, not just me.
Yeah, because I feel like there was a lot of black soul, if you want to put that voice, powerful vocals used. Yeah. But then you couldn't necessarily identify the face to those records. Yeah. Because and it appears there was a bit of a trend going on for that.
Because it's like you have to be marketed.
Right.
And they didn't over-market you for people to say, oh, that's her. You know, they couldn't make me be more of a star than Bizarre Inc.
Right.
Even though the breakfast televisions, like the Big Breakfast and people like that back then said, we don't want the boys because they're not, me, I can talk for England, as you know. They're not snappy enough. They're not funny enough. They're monosyllabic. I'm like, fun! And they're having me on. And they say like, you can't keep a good woman down. I'm still like, I'm like a thorn in your goddamn side. And you're not getting rid of me. And I'm going to get my piece, my 15 minutes of fame.
Do you see that as exploitation then? Do you feel like you were exploited?
Yeah, I do. I think it's slavery. It feels like a slavery. It feels like a rape. It feels like a... You know, I've been used and abused. It really does feel like that. But I weren't going to let it... Back then, I dealt with had depression, and you have to deal with the rejection.
You had the depression?
Yeah. Because
you're so bubbly and lovely. I can't see that side of you. Do you get what I'm saying?
I was down, and you know, you're young, and you've got some rubbish boyfriends, and you go through life, and you learn things, and you think, okay, I wish I knew that, and I didn't. And I'm Gonna Get You was massive, but people, what I was saying to you about the pop stars, is like, there was a book called The White Book. And in the White Book was the management like of Roxy Music and the manager's number. And you could see where to get hold of producers. And it's all people that produced the big boys. Adaman, this one, that one, blah, blah, blah. All the 80s people.
Right. You went in there.
You come along with the 90s, you've got no management and haven't got a record deal. Or you haven't got the power of a major behind you. How are they going to find you? Because this is before social media and emailing. How are they going to find you?
Right.
No one's going to find you. You know.
So then, do you fall out with the boys, Bizarre Inc? How does that relationship?
No, I've never fell out with them, but they don't like me. But I don't care.
So
you know.
So after the follow up, there's nothing. You don't work with them anymore. What happens?
Well, yeah. So about 95, 96, I did another album with them.
Okay.
I've got there's oranges on in the front, and I think the album's called Surprise.
So why do the album if you feel a certain way about them?
Because I'm thinking, again, I get a chance to be on maybe 5 or 6 tracks. And some of the tracks are, one track's got a 60s thing sound to it. One's got like quite a lot of Get Up Sunshine Street is like a real, you know, it's a real bubbly song. There's a video of it as well. And
Are your demands different this time?
yeah, I can't even remember what the demands were
Okay.
because as I said to
But
you,
you want writing credit, don't you? You want.
I got some writing
That's what I mean.
credits.
I mean, to put it in perspective, the fallout or the fall came afterwards.
Okay, after all this.
They're working together. They're trying to get stuff done. They are getting stuff done.
Right.
They got an album done.
Right.
But then they just stopped working with each other. At the same time, as the years went by, or as time went past, after that period, she didn't get what was agreed in the contracts.
Right. So you're told you're going to get certain things.
Yeah.
And
So
it just
the conflict wasn't then; it was after.
after. So then you think it's all
She
right.
doesn't know she's not going to get paid.
Right. So you don't know you're not going to get paid, right?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
But how does that work legally? Surely legally.
Well, the thing is, it's quite complex in the music industry because you have people who work for you, like as publishers,
Yes.
management people, and really what they would do is go to the record label and get the label to account to them.
Right.
Because like you would do business with a company,
Sure.
and they've got your product,
Yeah.
and they're selling it,
Yeah.
and you've got a share in it,
Mm-hmm.
they need to give you a statement.
Sure.
It's as simple
And
as
you're not
that.
getting these statements.
You'll be surprised there isn't, you know, a
So
lot of
this-
people don't, they admit that
This
bit
sounds-
doesn't get done. And then you hear people complaining about the DSPs not paying and all that, but the DSPs, like Spotify, Apple, I know it's a different situation nowadays, but the record label collects the money from the DSPs and then they distribute it to the artists. If that bit is not happening at all, then nobody's getting paid
But why is
from the label.
that sounds like some skullduggery business,
Yeah.
like almost illegal business. Do you get what I'm saying?
Surprising, back in those days, you've got people doing business, they're musicians, they're producers, they've come into the record business to see the vinyls, but they're not Harvard businessmen, are they? They're not going to do it by the book, they're learning how to do it as
Right.
well. So then that opens the door to other things.
Right. Do you feel robbed then?
Yeah, I feel a bit used and abused and like I didn't
Yeah.
get what was mine.
You feel robbed?
Yeah, I mean, but that happens. As I said to you, I just sort of like put my big girl pants on and thought, well, okay, I need to do this for myself. I need to create my name for me so that at least on the live scene, even if you haven't got a record deal, people know you.
still-
The festival scene, I started out, it said Angie Brown, voice of or formerly of Bizarre Inc. Now, on the poster, it just says Angie Brown.
Right.
And ravers, or people who go to festivals, or people who
they
love
know.
house, know who I am.
So,
I'll just say as well, there's an interesting spin on I'm Gonna Get You.
Right.
Because it did come from Love's Gonna Get You originally, which was written by a writer and musician in New York,
Right.
Antoinette Calandria.
right. Did that person want their money? Did they
Well,
say
she's the one who gave Bizarre Inc. the permission
To
right
cover it.
to cover it?
use that piece of work
Yeah.
to create I'm Gonna Get You
Right.
She also
So
wrote
does-
Love Will Save the Day, and
for Whitney Houston.
So
I've got the power
But
for
you
Snap.
Oh,
if,
that's a
if
big-
Angie had, like, if she had someone competent doing the management, they would have spoken to all the parties involved,
Right.
as well, because Antoinette is kind of a senior
Right.
person to it all, because she gave permission,
yes.
and she also, you know, it should be known what the manager would know, or you would get more information about how long that permission was for.
Right. But can this not be explored now?
Of course it can.
So is this something that you want to do, or is it just too much work? It's a lot of unraveling.
She was trying to find me back in the day, but because she didn't like those boys, they're not going to give her my
how about
details for now. But now, with my version of I'm Gonna Get You that's out, you know, we've made it as close to the original, but it's not the original. And some people say original's best, crack on. But a lot of people like my version. There's not much in it, but she's given me 5% of the writing on that one.
Oh, she has?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the original is not on Spotify, though. I've noticed that.
Just my one's on
Yeah, but your one. Why is the original not on there?
Like I care.
I'm just curious.
That's a very good question. I don't know, actually.
You don't know?
I'm glad.
No, it's true, because they got...
There must be some sort of conflict in the background.
So there is a dispute, you feel like?
There's two things, actually. The original is not out in the UK on Spotify, but it is in America and other territories.
That's strange.
Well, because whatever's happened over here is
But what has happened? Have you got any idea?
I don't know, because it's difficult to talk.
They don't talk to us.
To those guys.
Right, so they don't talk to you?
Communicate enough.
Nah.
You've tried to have conversation, nothing.
Well, I'm going to be opening up communication again with them and with the record label Vinyl Solutions.
So you're going for it?
They do need to account for, you know, Angie's shares and everything else, and also they need to make sure the accreditations on the tracks that she has done with them is done right.
Right. Okay.
That's a legal obligation.
Because I was curious, it was not on Spotify. I thought that's very strange. And then that obviously opens a door for you, because the only version
is mine.
I had to go off Bazaar Inc. and Angie and find it.
Yeah.
And then so you've done the re-record thing. Is that a 15-year thing? Is that the law? Something you can re-record a cover because of some type of cover?
A mechanical license. You still have to clear certain things. So we did speak to Antoinette Calandrio and various other people on it.
Got it sorted.
We did communicate with Vinyl Solutions and Bazaar Inc. as well, but there was no communication back from any of them within a reasonable amount of time.
So what does that mean? Then you can crack on.
We just
Antoinette is the one who created the original mix, which they got permission to use, it does get a bit complicated.
It just gets messy.
People use samples from other songs, you see.
Yeah.
And so if you got a song from the 90s, you can often find samples from this song, that song. Even with Basement Jaxx Red Alert, there's a Disney violin thing going on in there, which comes from that. So if you go by the book, you have to clear that, you have to clear this, you have to clear a lot of things.
It's so messy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And people don't always communicate, and that's what takes a long time. Because you should be able to email.
That song's going to be as big as it is, I suppose.
Do you know what? They just do it to be arseholes.
Yeah, they put it, and sometimes people put out tracks on a chance.
On a chance.
Like, so if it does get big, they expect to be contacted and be given a share of it.
Yeah, the Yo DJ Pump This Party, they didn't clear that, and he was like straight on to them. Yeah, like, I can't remember his name. Is it Dupree?
So,
and he said, yeah,
so
that's my voice.
Him.
That's my voice. You didn't ask you. Yeah, and they had to pay him.
So they have to pay him. Okay.
That's good.
But you are earning off the gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are the face of that song. It's taken a while. It's your baby now, pretty much.
Every weekend, nearly, let's just say for the last 33 years, I would say maybe there's 3 or 4 years of Saturdays that I haven't worked. The rest of the 30 odd years, I've been out there, every single weekend. I stay in hotels, I go abroad, I'll do whatever. Because I went on to have 2 boys.
Right.
And when you got Pickney now, you need to bring them up, and you need to bring them up strong. And they give you the eye of the tiger. They make me stay on top of my voice. Nettie made me stay on top of my voice. When you're showing off...
Yeah, your voice is immaculate now, still.
Rested. Well, that is a challenge within itself, 30 years later, to still be hitting those notes.
Do you ever teach people how to sing? Because I feel like you know the vibes.
I haven't got the patience.
Really?
I
feel like you know the knowledge. You got to pass this shit on, man. It's a criminal.
But they
you don't
think
do
you're
that.
crazy when you go. You know.
Angie, you can say about ABMG as well, and Tia, and what we've been doing there. You know, in regards to passing on.
Yeah. Because we got lovely. We've got since meeting Mikey in COVID, right? We dated for a year, the end of COVID, and then we got married.
Congratulations.
Right? Yeah, so we got married in 2022 after the world opened up in 2021. And Mike is a top businessman, and he convinced me after we went to ADE, one of the Amsterdam Dance Festival,
Right.
and Mike said we should do our own label. Now that sounds really scary to me,
Right.
to do my own label. And I thought, well, okay, if you can crack on with the business side and I could do the creative side, then that's amazing. So we've got people like Sean Perret, John High Vibes, they're DJ producers. We've got Tia Callum. We've got new people doing different styles, a little bit of drum and bass. We've got Blue James on our label. And people who follow me on Insta or Facebook, they can see this glide happening. They can see it. It's not spiking and up and down. No, it's slowly. Okay, Mikey's giving her a little glow, you know, because it's the first time in years that I've been with a partner and you think he loves the bones of you. So that gives me confidence. And then my voice is still good. It's still hitting those notes. Why don't we do our own label? We do a replicated version of I'm Gonna Get You, and we do our own thing. And we call it the Angie Brown Music Group because it's got the publisher and it's got the publishing, the record company, and an agency.
So everything's in place this time around.
Yeah, and it's all mine. So, you know, you run it properly and you go through the agency, and the agency will act like an agent.
Yeah.
But it's my agency, and I'm putting it, you know, the money back into my own business.
And then just side note, the song seems to get better and better with time. How is that for you? Because it's not going to die now. It's clearly not going to die. Did you ever feel like it was going to die? Have you always been busy? Have you noticed a certain rise in it?
Yeah, do you know what? If you're in London, you noticed it. In London, fabric and clubs like that and trade, it's all tech house. They're not playing. And what they're dancing to with tech house, I don't understand. There's no vocals. So everything was up north. Right. That's why I've got a following up there. They're like, Angie, sorry about the accent, but they're like, this, you know, we like vocal house. So what I've noticed up north, they liked Northern Soul. Northern Soul sort of died away a little bit for them in the 90s with the whole rave era. But house came and slotted right in there. But it came and slotted right into that whole genre, and they like vocal house. So I'm on the train or driving M1, M6 up north,
earning.
Yeah, sir.
Big money.
And keeping my name out there.
How much it cost to book Angie for a gig?
Back then it would be maybe $1.5 grand.
Okay.
$1.5 grand. I remember you got to pay the agent out of that. But I could still do 2 or 3.
Yeah, but I've got your number now, and it's directing, you get me? Maybe we can drop out the agent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you go direct to my agency.
Yeah, I got you. But it's lovely to see that you're busy. And then also, I suppose, in this era, you hear remixes because that vocal can be remixed in numerous ways and flipped and stuff like that. How is that? Like,
it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Because there's a black guy, gorgeous, from Harlem called Austin Mills.
Right.
So he's done a cover and he's done it like, yeah, you want to drop a foot, you want a black man style.
Right,
it's
right,
like,
right.
And his locks are going everywhere.
If someone wants to remix it, how's it got to work? They just got to call you, or you just wait for it to blow and then go, listen, give me my money, mother.
Loads of people want to remix it, but I got assigned to Armada, which is a Dutch label.
Yeah.
And they're very fair, where I can work with other labels if I want, but when they want to, obviously you give them some, you know, time and energy when they want to release something, but they don't hold you down where like a major says, right, we own every image, we own you work for us, you breathe for us. No, they're like, you go off and do your own thing if you want. But when we need you to promote something, just come in, right? And they're cool. I love Armada. And so Armada said, Solado. Oh my God. So he is someone who is like current. Solado and DJ Joshua, they create a new moniker, a new name called Robin Tracks, right? Yeah. And it's them two together, and they want to get away from their EDM or house, whatever they do, and they want to go garage. So there you go. So they spit it out. It's like, why waste your time? You know you're gonna be mine. You know you're gonna be mine. It's like, I'm gonna get you, baby. I'm gonna get you, son. I'm gonna go, bop, 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 bop. It starts making it sound so good. And it's giving it this breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And then all these youngsters now, we look like what Mike is really good at looking at the analytics. Said, oh, they're getting younger. And I've got a lot of boys.
But how lovely is that? A generation, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
After, generations.
Someone who's 21, right? She wants to book me because her son really loves my music. And then the son's, his best friends and the people at college all love me as well. They love my brand of house. And they're like, they don't care that I'm in my 60s. All they know is that I bring it.
Do you know what I would love to hear? Stripped down, slow R&B version, like just a piano.
We're gonna
like a reprise,
you're talking about Candlelight.
Like just
one.
you,
A lot of things, actually.
like just a slower version. And you know what I really love is your voice is still there, man.
Oh, thank you.
Nah, it's lovely. Like,
Thank you so
come
much.
on, man.
It's a bit loud. I don't know.
Yeah. You've done blown the microphones about 4 times. I don't know how this is going to sound in post. Okay, cool. So after that, you do feature on a lot of records though, like people may not know. Your Mark Morrisons and all that. Who else was you? Because I'm hearing some big names. You know what I mean? Was it Stereophonics and stuff?
Stereophonics. I worked on the ooh. Or maybe tomorrow. Ooh, and he doesn't credit me for that. It's my voice. My voice.
And Mark Morrison, we've spoken about.
Yeah, I did live shows.
Move your body with own boss.
Right.
Oh, move your body with own.
Sorting out. It's not that.
You're sorting out a lot of stuff, innit? What's going on here? Haven't you learned? Listen.
Mike, he's got investigative skills.
Right.
He's got
fully
private
on it.
investigative skills,
Right.
private and corporate investigational
big
skills.
artists, global artists, big records, and then perhaps you're not getting your credit still. How frustrating is that for you?
Because I never got marketed like a pop star or like a singer, a proper singer. You brought in as a session artist and you're in the dance side of the industry, so that means that you're at the bottom.
But the devil's advocate in me would say to you, well, you're Angie Brown, you've got a top 3. Then the next time you step out, you say, listen, I'm only doing this if X, Y, and Z is in place. I ain't fucking doing it. Simple. Because you can't replicate me. I dare you to. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why ain't you doing that?
I just, back at that time.
Back yourself.
I don't know. I just don't think that I had that edge. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just suck it up because you want to get ahead.
I hear that.
You don't want to spoil it for yourself. You know what I mean? Because they could also say, well, we'll give a complete newbie a chance then, And I know when they get to I'm going to get you, they're not going to be... Because I've seen them go out on the road, or people have rang me and said they're out on the road, and I think, oh, that's not going to last long. Because when that girl's got to do I'm going to get you, she won't be able to do it. And I think they've tried to replace me. But
that's what I mean. When you know your worth, going forward to the next song and next deal, you can say, right, listen, if I'm not credited here, if I'm not got that, I ain't doing it. Fuck you. Go and find someone. You can't.
Well, what happened was not so much them, but other people that reached out to me to work with them. So the collaborations got more fair. I used to get a fee as well as a 50-50 with the splits. Yeah.
Okay, so that did start to happen.
Yeah, because I'm a named artist now.
And then some will say you never got the kind of same success as that song. Was it because that song was just too big? Was it just like a double-edged sword? Some people say when they have a record that big, they can't replicate it because of just how big it is. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you're forever trying to chase that.
Funnily enough, I was glad that he went to number 2, and I'm glad that he didn't go to number 1 because I think that...
Nah, come on.
I
You
was.
must be like, listen.
I really was, because I thought about being a one-hit wonder.
Right, okay. So if someone said that to you, how does that make you feel?
That's fantastic. I'm glad when they say that to me, because it's funny enough, the program makers from The Voice said, would you like to sing your hit record? And I thought, yeah, you think this is going to be some car crash television where I can't hit the notes. And I've had more than one hit, but you ain't done your research, because I had a hit in 90, so that was 94, maybe 95, 96 with Motivate, and that was Rockin' for Myself. Holding on right now, baby, rocking for myself, baby, and it was dum 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 rock it. You know what I mean? It was all
Yeah,
that.
but it wasn't on that level, was it? That's perhaps where they're coming from. Let's have it right. That's a global. You've got a global banger.
Holding on
innit?
right now. Anyway, that was Motivate, and they did have a top 12. I think it went to 12. I can't remember.
But it ain't that, is it? It ain't I'm gonna get you. That's a whole new animal.
You're
Do
right.
you get what I'm saying?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you're bringing it. Yeah.
I will say something though.
Please do.
And it hasn't only happened to Angie, as you know, it's happened to other people. One of the problems in the music industry is when people don't get credited. So if your voice is on a track, but you're not named on it for whatever reason, it won't be in your So in today's world, you have Spotify and you have Apple, but if your name is not on the track, it's not in your profile. So say if that track is getting 1 million listeners a month, and you're someone that's not named on the track, but you sang on it, and you're on Spotify too, you might have 100 listeners a month, yet the track that you're on is having 1 million listeners a month.
Yeah, totally.
But it's not on your profile, so you don't get the credit for it.
Yeah.
There,
And
you don't get the money for it, and then that unrolls out to a whole bunch.
And that's
of other
happened to you
things.
a fair bit, you'd say?
It happens a lot in the music industry to many different people, which is sad, especially in the house and that area of
genre,
music.
Because featured.
But it has happened. There has been lots of other things that have happened to other people of the music being stolen or whatever. But for example, with Angie, her voice is on a track today, which was the 3rd most played song in the world 2 years ago.
What was that?
Called "Move Your Body" from Own Boss and Sebek, but we didn't even know about it.
What do you mean you didn't know about it?
Well, because
why? They sampled you without
we
your
don't
permission?
import foreign DJs. We don't. We like David Guetta, Bob Sinclair, but we don't. And maybe Daft Punk, but we don't do that. So they've had a massive hit globally.
And taken your vocal.
It was out there in the ether, like everybody else.
It's got 1 billion streams. Yeah. So there's 1 billion streams of a song.
And an F1 game out of it. It goes, move your feet, step up to the beat, got the urge to move your body.
Hold on, they've taken your vocal from where? They've remixed it.
Yeah, let me say it from my perspective.
Go on.
As a management person.
Go on.
So I don't know the exact circumstances in which Own Boss obtained the vocal. He created that massive hit, which is amazing, right? I don't know if he even knew it was Angie's voice on that.
Right.
I'm not going to assume anything.
Yeah.
We have been in touch with them, and it's another thing that I'm sorting out. Yeah. Amongst everything else.
Yeah.
And the problem with it is that it came from a sample pack which was withdrawn. It was not approved to be used in the market legally.
Right.
So that means it would have to be cleared with Angie. So it was never cleared.
Okay, good.
And I don't think they're aware of it.
So there's all that happening.
And they have every reason to work with us, and we work with them because they can. That track is a big track. It has Majestic remixing.
But they've released it though.
Tiesto has done a remix. It's a massive track.
Right.
It's a huge track.
Somebody was just like, money girl.
No, this is the plus side. If people handle it in the right way, it can be even a bigger track. Because you imagine if you announce it's Angie on the track and you give it a correct billing on it and everything else.
Is there a video to it?
Oh, there's everything
There's
on
several
it.
videos.
Oh,
so they've done it. Oh, they've got to cut the check.
But the funny thing is, Own Boss, he goes everywhere in his private jet. He's a massive DJ.
He's got to cut the check.
He plays at Tomorrowland in front of 80,000, 100,000 people. But when he plays in London or England, nobody knows him here.
But it doesn't matter. It's a big world out there. We don't care about England.
He plays in the ministry.
England is that. Fuck that. We don't care about that. We don't care about this.
It's what you call a prestige market.
Right. So hold on then. So then he's got to play ball or he's going to get sued.
We're gonna
to play ball.
Yeah,
we're going to play ball. They've got to get sued.
It's not the place to be in today's age. It's become very notorious and unpopular to do tracks. I'm not going to mention the names.
Right.
Been talked about. Big tracks with people like Abby Flynn. She's had her voice on massive tracks. And, in the meantime, she had her own medical situations to handle. She's struggling for money, yet her voice is making millions. You know.
Well, what I don't get is,
It's happened
sorry
to
interrupt, how
us
do
a
these
lot.
people think they can get away with it in
I mean,
2026?
I just want to say,
Sorry.
she finished that off. So, as far as I know, she has sorted out a lot of things. I don't speak for her.
Right, sure.
But what I've heard is that, things have been sorted out. And she's doing really well. I mean, she's gotten some amazing tracks out.
But it's that whole thing of how do people think they can take your vocal in 2026 and do what they want to do, like, and you're not going to hear it. That's quite bizarre, not to use the pun. But it's like, is that not strange? Because that's a gift to you now, because now you've gotten by the balls. If you don't play ball, I'd just sue you and take it all.
I hear it all the time. And sometimes I think, it's so shit, that song. Well, the way they've produced it is awful.
Listen, the numbers are in, mate. 2 billion streams. Hey, we love it, mate.
That one is good. I'm talking about some have-a-go hero in his bedroom, and he's got my vocal, and you hear that, and you hear it sometimes like a one-legged donkey, and it's like really bad. And then you hear my voice going, you're singing some horrible thing, and it's there up on the digital service provider. It's there on Amazon or there on Spotify. And I think, what a load of... no wonder they didn't even email me. No wonder they didn't say anything, because they thought just because it had Angie Brown on it, it was going to sell. But people who listen to me, people vote with their feet. They hear it and it's not good. But even Sigma has got a tune with me on it. They didn't get in touch with me, but I'm sure if I reach out to people and say, hear what, I'm here, and they will, I think that people will.
So are you going to speak to Sigma then? Are you in the process of clearing all this up? Anyone that took your vocal,
I've got the job of going through all.
It's payback time.
And sorting it all out.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. You get what I'm saying? It's true though. It's time to get yours.
Sigma were good. They credited her.
We don't want credit, we want money. We want credit and money.
That's right.
Hell no, they weren't good. They were half good, allegedly. I'll say allegedly for everything because I don't want the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, okay, but in 2026, you're cleaning up. You want what's yours.
Yeah.
Respectfully. And rightfully.
And you know what, in my heart, I just know that whatever I've done in the past, I can overshadow it. I can blow it out of the water.
Yeah, but we know that, but I'm just saying your dues are owed.
Yeah, we're gonna...
And it's coming your way.
Definitely. I mean,
Are we going Lamborghini shopping? You want me to come with you? I can pick a colour, you know. I only want one for myself. That's light for you.
I'm releasing a song called The Real Me.
Right.
And it's me singing in my voice. It's an authentic piece of music. It's not sampled. It's a little bit EDM. It's a little bit me singing in my pop voice, as far as... I'm not trying to sound overly like a house singer. And I've been singing that throughout the summer, various big pride events and big open air events, and it's been going down a storm. It really is.
Why not?
And this is exciting, because this is where I think I'm going to get billions upon billions of streams.
And bloody so you should. Just one point.
Yeah.
Because I need a good thumbnail for this thing. Have you been robbed for millions? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, I got my title with it. You have been robbed for millions, yeah? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I need to move on to another point, and that is The Voice. Because I was quite shocked to see you on The Voice. I wasn't shocked. And I know about The Voice. I've had a family member go on The Voice. I know the whole process in Manchester. I know exactly what they do.
Yeah.
I think they're very devious in what they do.
Yeah, they
I've
gaslight
been
you.
backstage. I've seen the whole fucking process. I can do a whole show myself.
Yeah.
I know someone that was on the will.i.am team. I know everything. So it's not what people say. But how was it for you to go on The Voice and get that invite firstly?
Well, my friend Zoe Rainwhite, she said, she's an agent, and she said, do you want to go on The Voice? And I thought, why not? Because people could marry up the voice of I'm going to get you with the singer.
Right.
And that was 2014.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm still out there every Saturday doing dab up dab.
You're established.
Yeah, you know, and I've got the children now to look after, my two boys.
Yep.
And so I need to earn.
Right.
So I thought, well, this is going to bring in some more gigs for me.
Opportunity, yeah?
Yeah. So they said to me, I think I sang Valerie, you know, just to get in the doors. But afterwards, they said to me, do you want to sing your famous hit?
Right.
I thought they were a little bit they were humiliating me.
Okay, you
A
felt that.
A little bit. Yeah, I just felt that because you're not expecting me to hit the notes I was hitting.
But then that was your choice then at that point to say yes or no.
They set people up for car crash telly. That's what I call it.
Right. Okay.
They set people up to fail because it's very interesting. It's a bit like when X Factor had all the people that can't sing go through to a certain level.
Right.
And they think they're good and they're not.
Right. But you can sing.
Yeah. So I go on there and prior to the show, you see the psychologist that you're not going to hate the judges and go after them. You sit there and you're interviewed a lot about being a one-hit wonder.
Right. How was that for you?
Oh, at one time
Insulting?
I was in tears. At one time I was in tears like, I'm not a one-hit wonder. They were like, yeah, but you've just sung that one song and
So
that
they're
we
trying
know
to
you for.
insult you? Do you find that insulting?
A little bit. Broke my spirit a bit. And then they say to you, when you come from behind those big, long black curtains, you walk out to the middle where the X is, and there's a microphone. And whatever happens, we don't do another take.
Right.
We don't do another take.
Yeah.
If you come in at the wrong place, we don't do another take. So I'm like, okay, I know the band. I know 2 members of the band because I know everyone in the music business. And they're like, Ange, we got your back.
Yeah.
All right? Now, the BBC say to me, the program makers of The Voice say to me, you've only got 90 seconds. So we've skipped out the da-da-da-ba-da-da. And now, if you're a singer, that anchors you. It warms your voice up a few seconds before you hit the...
Because you've got to hit it straight away.
Yeah,
Right.
and it gives you your placement. It gives you the note.
Right.
And they said no. They made it more difficult for me. And if you watch the video, you can see that there's a bit of rabbit in there. They go, 1, 2, 3. Why? I come in for that. Why waste your time? You know you got... And I went shitting myself.
Right.
But I did it.
And they make you wait hours as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
That don't
You
help.
Sit around.
Right.
My boys, they cross over to my boys in the green room who are little.
Use that emotional thing,
Who were crying. Push the button. My mum's laughing her head off because she thinks she doesn't know this. I don't know they're supposed to turn her on.
Yeah.
And then you're like, everyone's holding their breath. The audience are up on the first Y, they're clapping away. Yeah. And I just see it getting later and later. I think no one's turning. All right, you've got 9 million people watch, and you'll get some exposure out of it.
Did you think that there was going to turn?
I did at one point.
Because it's will.i.am, Kylie Minogue, Tom Jones. Who else? Who's the 4th one?
My man from the Kaiser Chiefs.
Right.
Ricky, what is his name?
Right.
And when they don't turn, when will.i.am turns around, he goes, "Oh my God, it's Angie Brown."
Oh, he knew straight away because that bit's not online. The bit where they turn and speak, which I was trying to find that because they cut it, they cut your rehearsal.
It ridicules them. It ridicules them.
Right.
Because will.i.am said to me,
you need to find it and put it online. But go on.
He said, "Angie, I told Fergie to sing like you on Boom Boom Pow." So I said, if you told Fergie to sing like me on Boom Boom Pow, why didn't you turn around? And he said, "Angie, you're the one that got away." So I just thought, this is BS. This is BS. All of them was just talking BS.
Yeah.
I even said to Tom, no, my man from the Kaiser Chiefs, he said to me, well, there's not much call for house music. And I thought, where have you been? House music is the music. Since disco's gone, in the nightclubs, it is house. House has not gone away. House is just contemporary disco. And that is the mainstay music that people listen to. And I said, you're not going to have some egg on your faces, really. And anyway, I knew that.
Did you feel set up?
A little bit. And I just said it was a bit hard for me because I said, I've got 2 boys back there who are
That's
probably
the one.
crying their eyes out because they know that their mum's a good singer. But, it can happen. I held my own.
Right.
I held my own.
And for you just to hold in that emotion, that drive home must have been awful.
Yeah.
Because I know about that Manchester drive and it's like...
They cried, the boys. Oh, Mummy, you're a good singer. Why didn't they turn around? And it took a lot to emotionally calm them down.
Right.
I had to say, listen, boys, nobody died. And Mummy gave her best and I walked out of there proud as like...
Yeah.
I know that I can sing.
But was you angry? Was you upset? What
No,
was
no. I was a little bit shocked because it's very your heart is out there, and it gets stomped on. So
And
yeah.
it shouldn't have been stomped on. That's the thing, because you sung it amazingly. Do you get what I'm saying?
Thank you. Well, do you know what? I filmed it in October 2013, and it wasn't shown until February 2014.
Right.
So by the time it was shown now, me and my boys had got over all the people, because I couldn't go anywhere without people getting up and giving me if I walked into a pub or a club, or we went for a meal in Dean Street and people got up, and it's always like Big Steve, you know. Weren't she amazing on Saturday? People were clapping me everywhere and stopping their cars, and they noticed me if I was wearing my beads. I said, you was on The Voice. You tore it up, man. You was good. And then people emailed me. Then it was trending on my Facebook, and it was trending in Twitter, and it was trending in the newspapers.
So how was that when you get the validation from the people saying like all these judges don't know what we're talking about? And it's everyone can see it. Stevie Wonder can see it. It's like they all made a mistake.
Well, first you feel like people are getting at you, because a lot of people said to me, you know what, Angie, I'm not watching that program again. The amount of people that emailed me who they took off their shoes and threw it at the television. They were screaming, turn around, please. Like people who know me, people who don't know me. People were emotional about it. I got to school on Monday morning. All the mums were crying. Oh, they put Cuba and Charlie through. It was horrible. You know, every kid, every teacher, people actually felt really sorry for me. But we were a little bit emotionally sort of like had our boundaries up, because it was like, it was nearly 6 months ago that happened. So basically it was a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
And it did feel humiliational. Yeah, that one. And it did feel humiliating. But for me, I came out there with my head held high. And basically, that's how I met my husband, Mikey.
How?
Because this is a good story now. Because Mikey, a lot of people wrote to me saying they were fuming.
Right.
Right? And if you're not my Facebook friend, it went into a spam file.
Right.
Now, that was 2014. Now, let's fast forward to 2021, when we're in COVID, and I am bored, and I learn to do online DJing, and doing some parties, and I have to be the author of a group to be in control of the people watching at home. And I see this other little option on my phone. I pressed it, and all these people's names fell out.
Messages, yeah. The spam
And I was
folder.
like, what is this? And I looked at me, and I scrolled up, and it's people all disgruntled from my appearance on The Voice.
7 years ago. Right. So you reply.
I didn't
Sorry,
want to. You know, like in COVID, it was so demoralising for musicians. I had a whole load of cheesy what's-its that was stuck to my face. You know when you don't need to get up?
Yeah, yeah.
There's no school, there's no college, there's nothing. You're not allowed out.
Yeah.
I was sitting there in my dressing gown, and I could hear my mum's voice saying, it's rude not to get back to the people then. Right, and I was like, I don't want to, Mum. Oh, yes, get back to them. So I was like, getting back, speaking it in or copying.
I'm sorry it's only been 7 years, but...
Yes, that's exactly. I'm sorry you were in a spam for... I'm really... Right. Anyway, Mikey must have been in there.
No way!
I wrote to him and I said, I'm sorry, but you wrote to me 7 years ago. I've just found you now.
Look at that.
And thank you for writing. And I did the red heart in Messenger. And that bubbles up like air bubble. And he writes... he wrote to me, and I set him straight and said, listen, it's a television show. They know who they're going to win. They got the Polaroids hanging in the production room of who has won. You know, because he wrote back saying, you were really good. And I thought, this man ain't giving up. Okay. The other people who wrote back said, at least you tried it, darling. Don't worry about it. It was 7 years ago. Mikey, he's writing to me like he's still vexed about it.
Hey!
Yeah.
Mikey said, let's go there now, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go Manchester now. Are you mad?
Yeah.
The judge is still there. Will.i.am still sitting there.
So
let's go to the green room. Are you crazy?
So I'm saying, well, listen, bro, it ain't gonna happen. It's television.
Right.
Right? From the get-go, they know who's gonna win.
Do you think it's rigged, by the way? The voice?
I think that, it's not rigged so much, but they know who's going to win. There's a nice way of saying it, that it's planned and they know who's going to get through to the next round.
Yeah, right,
they got an earpiece, whatever. So I write back to Mikey, and this time I'm giving him the kiss off. I'm just like, cha. All right, mate, listen. That's how it is. This is television. It's planned, everything. It's meticulously. Anyway, and I did a red heart. I said, yeah, go now. Thank you, bye-bye. And the bubbles opened up at his end.
You ain't hearing it.
And he writes back to me with like, wow, how did you do that? And I write back to him 2 or 3 days later. It's that guy again in my messenger. And I put, do what? And he put, make the heart come. I was like, what the hell? He's old. If he's the silver server and he don't know how to do the bubble. So I write to him saying, listen, any of the hearts, the gold one, the green one, the black one, the red one, any of the hearts in Messenger, you put them in the browser thing and you send, it bubbles up.
Did you not know that, or was you just saying that? He's running game, innit? He's running game.
Yeah.
Right,
he didn't know.
The emojis come up to
Right.
So I sent him, and listen, you can do this. And I sent him the Angie Brown avatar with the stars in its eyes like this, right? And a few days later, I thought, in COVID, let me just check. And then he wrote back to me with his avatar with the stars in its eyes, and it came across like, what? Do you mean like this? And I said, yes, I like him. He's fun. And I thought, I'm going to talk to him now. I'm going to leave him a voice note. Because I initially laughed out loud, but, the laughter had gone. And there's all this fake laughter going on. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, Michael, you're so funny. Thank you. Would you like to go out on a date? And then I went, oh, you might be married. Sorry.
Oh, you asked him? We love that.
I did, because I thought he was fun.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
Now he's going to recoup you millions. So it's from The Voice, basically. Yeah. And look at that. From such a bad thing that happened, or...
Look what Ashley said.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. And Mikey saw me years ago and he thought, I like her. I wish I could help her. So he manifested it as well in his mind's eye.
It was in 2014 that I saw the performance on The Voice. She replied in 2021.
That's mad. 7 years. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that, folks. If there was ever a love story, it's right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to turn that into a movie, bruv. You know what I mean? Are you writing a book?
Yeah.
There's books coming out?
You can write a book about Angie's life.
Yeah.
What has happened with us, we're going to write a book about.
Oh, we love that. We love that. Right, so you're actively doing music though, bringing it back to the current. You're doing music, you're outside, you got a record label going on, you're going to recoup your money.
Yeah, and I've got a manager, and I've got someone who, sometimes I get a bit brutal and say it as it is. I said, look, Mikey, you're a tall white man, go in the office and talk to the tall white people in the office.
Do the white man thing.
Yeah, chat to him like your brethren, and they're like, hi, Mikey, it's so good to see you, Mikey. Mike, you know what I mean? So he gets how long is this show?
No,
But he gets a big up Mikey gets love and I get love. So between the two of us, we can build an empire.
We love to see it. I'm going to ask you some AI questions and we're done.
All right.
This is a good one. You'll like this. I've asked ChatGPT to come up with some questions.
Okay.
So you may have answered them. If you have, swerve it.
Okay.
Where the hell has it gone now? Look, I've just got rid of it like an idiot. One sec. Right. When you recorded I'm Gonna Get You, did you know it was going to become one of the most iconic club anthems in UK history? Or did it feel like another studio session?
Yes, the latter. It felt like another studio session. No way. Right. Dance was just a flash in the pan in my head.
Right, this is like, what's the real story behind the track? We've done all that. Your voice became the sound of the 90s dance scene. Did you ever feel like you were undercredited or underpaid for those big hits.
Yes, I felt completely undercredited. I was credited on the track, but never paid properly.
You've worked with massive names. Who was the most difficult artist you've ever had to deal with in the studio?
I can't really think of anybody that was difficult, really, to off the top of my head.
Did the industry ever try to hide you behind producers, even though you were the real voice behind the music?
Oh, all the time. That happens all the time. Happens even today. You know, the producer DJ's got all the fame and all the money, and I don't.
What's one thing you saw during the rave club era that would shock people today?
Oh, I can't really say. The people today are a lot more, you know, they take K and everything. They take all sorts. We were innocent back then.
Do you feel that black female vocalists in dance music get enough credit for building the genre?
No, we don't. And that's why, praise God, like Alison Limerick, with them choosing her to do the advert for the Christmas, you know, back in December, the Christmas... Is it John Lewis advert?
Oh, she did the John Lewis.
Yeah, well, she's not on the advert, but they're using Where Love Lives, dum dum dum
Right,
dum,
yeah.
Love Lives, and it's a poignant advert, and it covers all the umbrellas. People are looking into 90s and embracing it since, you know, well, before that advert, but more so since that advert.
We've done that. When you hear younger artists sampling the 90s sound you helped create, does it feel flattering or does it annoy you?
Oh, it's flattering. It's great. Yeah. And some people have covered I'm Gonna Get You, but, you know, in this case, original's best. They haven't got the power to project it like me.
What's the biggest myth about your career that you want to clear up once and for all?
That I'm not Angie Stone. Yeah, people come up to me saying,
I'm alive.
I can't eat, I can't sleep anymore. And I'm like, no, I'm yo, DJ pump this party. And yeah, that's me.
In the 90s club scene, who partied the hardest? The DJs, producers, singers, or the crowd?
I think, let's say the DJs.
Yeah.
They're getting the BJs behind the console. They're taking every drug. They're getting flown everywhere. Yeah, and they could do, you know, that was when house was a lifestyle, lifestyle Bible. You know, they play in San Paulo and they play in Paris and they got flown everywhere. I think it's definitely a smaller handful that do that now, but it's definitely the DJs and the girls. And the madness that went with them and the sport babies and the whole, you know, I mean, it was hard and fast. Look at people like Avicii and people like that. It was hard and fast, a lot going on. And yeah, and because they were alpha males, trust me, they had the best time going possible.
Have you ever turned down a track that later became a hit for someone else?
Yes, but it wasn't me that turned it down.
It was
my manager.
What am I gonna hear?
I had a manager called Salim for about 6 months, and I have to use it as a punchline here now, but he said to the producers, oh, and I knew the boys, Stephen and whatever his name was, Smalls and Bigfoot, whatever they was called. They came up with Sweet Like Chocolate Boy.
Oh, Shanks and Bigfoot.
Shanks and Bigfoot.
Sweet Like Chocolate Boy.
And he
Big
told them that I
bump.
don't get out of bed for less than 20 grand.
He's right to say that though, isn't he?
No. Oh my God. I mean, really, now it's a classic and it's got a young lady called Sharon Wolf on it. And she sings it really beautiful.
I actually met, I think it is Shanks, one of them, or Bigfoot. I met them recently at a writing place with Daniel Bedingfield, but really, really nice guy.
Yeah, they were cool. They were on that singer scene. And also, I got offered call him Mr. Radar, call me Mr. Wrong.
Really?
Call me Inside. And they went
Culture
to another girl that was in the same club, like singing doobie-doing and hanging out, went to Tanya Evans. Because of Salim. Salim said the same thing, and I was like,
Salim's
what?
bumping it. Salim's
what
bumping.
are you doing?
But I respect it though.
Missed out.
He knew your value though. I respect it.
I like it.
I respect the value. What's the most outrageous thing you've ever seen from a fan at a gig?
A fan?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, they... You know when you've done the Butlins gigs, mate, they chuck anything. They do a big deal, thing. The big blown up Willie. You know, I mean, they're about I used to do a lot of Club 1830s gigs. I saw a lot of mess in those years, but it was.
Well, leave it at that.
It was good times, you know, and I learned how to do all the Sweet Caroline, get your it's out, get your and a lady in pink, and she makes you. I am the music man. I learned all them songs, and pie, Mr. American Pie. I sat with you the levy was joy. I learned all those songs.
I've got a question.
And it was good. It's good. It keeps it. You know, I was Angie Brown, but I was one of them. And I did love the 1830s lot. I did like the way they treated me like one of them. Oh, let's all throw Angie in the pool. Hey. And then you're playing a beach game, and the young boy in front of you, like, listen, we have to kiss, right? So just do it. So that I don't come across like some boring old bag.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You're 63 years old. Where the fuck do you get your energy from? Because I need it. You put it in a bottle. Why you put that in a bottle?
But I was all tired when I got in.
Unbelievable. I love it. It's so
only
infectious.
because we're talking about singing.
Oh, is that what it is then? But no, honestly, you're so bubbly. It's lovely.
Oh, thank you. But it's just like...
I need this energy badly in my life. I'm telling you.
It's funny.
If I had this energy, I'd be gone clear.
Oh, mate. I know. It's just like... I don't know. It's music, and I love it.
I love it. If you could sit down with your 1992 self, what's the one warning you'd give yourself about the industry?
Oh, get yourself a manager. Get yourself... Because it's very hard as the artist to know everything about the music business, what's considered as industry standards. But it's really hard to get a manager because they like to do the headhunting. They don't want people bothering them and saying, look at me, can you manage me? The managers and agents, they like to go somewhere and think, that's a great artist, I want to manage that person. And that's why sometimes when you bombard them, they don't want to know.
Do you feel like dance labels in the 90s used black females' voices for the hits but hid the faces when it was time for the spotlight?
Yeah,
We've covered
all
that.
day long. ADL.
Were you ever intentionally undercredited? Yes, we've covered that. Which producer or label do you feel exploited you the most at the height of your success? Allegedly. I put that in there.
Oh, which producer? I don't know. I have to put it down to, it's not a producer, it was the label. They've done the worst ever. Bizarring some label which was Vinyl Solution, and they're in Portobello Road.
Is there a major 90s dance hit people would be shocked to learn that you actually sang or guided on behind the scenes?
I think it wasn't a 90s, it was noughties now, you know, and it's Own Boss, and that's called Move Your Body. And we saw that online. We saw an American sketch, and Mikey was the one who said this has had 1 million streams. So let's Shazam everybody singing "Move Your Body" online in YouTube.
And Mack is on it, you know.
Yeah, and we Shazammed it, and we said, "That's my voice." I mean, I sang it back in the 90s, but it's a massive hit for them now globally.
Do you feel newer artists sampling the 90s sometimes disrespect the originals by not acknowledging those who paved the way?
Yeah, that happens, and I think because they can do it themselves, and I see a lot of people saying everyone's a DJ, and I see the backroom babies who can get on the talent competitions or can, you know, fast track. I see that, and that is always an AI going on. I see that people are always going to say they don't really know what it's like because they didn't do the working men's clubs or they didn't do it the hard way.
30 rapid fire questions and we're done. Thank you so much for your time.
No, I love it. I love it.
Right, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and that's the one.
Favorite club you've ever performed in?
Favorite club? That's really hard, but it'll be up in Manchester. It'll be a big rave in Mack. Yeah.
One word to describe the rave scene.
Just appreciative.
Your most iconic lyric.
Why waste your time?
Most surprising artist in your playlist.
I can't think of that right now.
All right. Dream collab, dead or alive?
dead. Yeah, like I would have loved to have worked with Bob Marley at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Who wouldn't? But Stevie Wonder's alive, so let's go with Stevie.
Biggest diva you've worked with?
Biggest, I don't know. It could be Grace Jones. Could be, I don't know. Could be, yeah. Let's
You
just
left the
go.
Grace Jones story out, innit?
Yeah, let's
Bloody hell.
go with Grace. She was like a live show. I don't know. I've worked with Heather Small. I worked with Lisa Stansfield. Worked with loads of them. So
Just put them names on the side, like sprinkle.
yeah. Just like
Song you're most proud of?
a song called. They don't even know it yet, but the real me, because it's me and my angle and my voice and my lyrics and all authentic.
Your favourite place in the world?
London.
I know the answer to this one. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
I made a bad boy coffee. You crazy dragon said, "Oh my god, best coffee I've ever had." I lie.
Yeah, I did say that.
That's it.
But I mean, I've got a lot of favourite places, but I've got to big up London. I am a London girl.
Yeah. House or garage?
House.
CDs, vinyl or streaming?
Streaming.
Favourite 90s fashion trend?
Oh God, I can't think really. Maybe hair clips or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your pre-show
Or these-
ritual?
These ponytails they invented.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, your pre-show ritual.
Just to be quiet. Quiet, bring it down, don't expend too much energy. When your friends, you give them that look to say, don't talk to me.
Allow me, yeah.
And they know it because you've got to suck it up and be quiet and channel with yourself and then go out there because you've only got a few seconds to grasp that audience. And when you go out there and you give it to them and then they go, "Oh, you're amazing." It's only because I was prepped and I was ready and I have to sing like my life depended on it.
Biggest crowd you've ever played?
Oh, like maybe 50, 60,000 at a Save the Rave or 90s Rewind. It's normally a 90s gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most underrated 90s artist?
Anne-Marie Smith. I don't think that she stayed in. She was in the 69ers. I don't think she stayed in the industry.
Most overrated 90s artist?
Overrated. A 90s artist. I can't think of one.
That's fine. One food you can't live without?
Chicken.
One food you'll never eat again?
Listen,
What?
oysters, they ain't going.
That slimy thing? Nah.
Yeah, and it looks like proper spit.
Nah.
Like, so no, oysters, I've never tried it and I can't eat it.
Early mornings or late nights?
Late nights.
What makes you laugh the hardest?
Oh, just life itself or just cuteness and just that little thing that makes you, I don't know.
Favourite city to party in?
All kinds of things make me laugh. Favourite city, Manchester.
Song that always lifts your mood?
You're all I need to get by.
Big tune. Weirdest request from a fan?
Writing on their hand because they're gonna go and make a
Tattoo.
yeah.
But you did it.
I did it. Of course I did. It's on Ryan.
Yes,
Ryan. It's on Ryan's hand. I'm like, what?
I want proof, Ryan. Send me that picture.
It's got Angie Brown on there.
That's amazing. Your guilty pleasure track?
My guilty pleasure track is like, I tell you, like I like Ride with a Die with a Smile. Yeah, I like that. And but I do like a little bit of Elvis Costello.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. I listened to Elvis Costello the other day. Oliver's Army is here to stay.
That's a big tune,
and
though.
I would rather be in
Yeah.
than here today.
No, that's a big tune. That's a big tune.
It's a tune.
If your music vanished tomorrow, what job would you do?
I would absolutely do catering. I would have to run my own pub.
And
Or restaurant or something like that. Something where I can host, somewhere where I can just burst into song, you know? Something like that.
and your final message to the world?
My final message to the world, maybe for young people coming up, just listen, don't be difficult. Be good, be kind. Enjoy prevaricate what you're about. you're singing and you're here to bring the love. So do that. I don't understand if a pop song's got expletives in it, or, you know, where's it going? Especially when you've got little baby children listening and liking pop music. So I would say, don't be an arsehole, enjoy what you're doing and let that shine out of you, and enjoy the privilege of being in that special club that's been in the charts or has been successful in the music industry.
Angie, it's been an absolute pleasure, an absolute joy to meet you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I think I should say, on behalf of the millions that have heard your voice on tracks and the joy you've brought to them, thank you.
Oh, thank you for listening.
And I mean that, you know what I mean? There's millions of people out there that have partied to your voice, done things with your being in the background, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you've been a checkpoint, no doubt, in millions of people's lives. So I hope that stays with you, do you know what I'm saying? But thank you for your time. It's been lovely.
Thank you.
Your energy is out of this atmosphere and I love it.
Oh.
And I hope 2026 brings you lots of joy. And I hope you recoup all of the millions. I just want a small cut, you get me? Just a little Lamborghini or something.
And then all the planets and stars
everything aligned for you.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, it's my last sort of like, I don't know, bastion. It's the last big bridge, I think.
I hear you.
Being happy in my personal life and things like that. I just had to get someone who's going to audit my career and back catalogue.
You will get there.
Yeah, I think so.
But just keep smiling. Just do me that one favour.
I will.
All right.
I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is the legend, Angie Brown. We out. Peace.